Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sidebusters.
Throwing strikes, being
on the Spearfish Sasquatch for this rubber match of this 3-game series. Sodbusters winning on Friday nights by a score of 9-5, and the Spearfish returning the favor, winning just a few moments ago by a score of 8-5. So it'll be these two teams in this final game. It's another 7-inning contest, as the Sodbusters have already taken the field. So let's introduce to you our starting lineups, presented to you by Quality First. First for the visitors. Their starting lineup looks a little bit different. We told you about some illness issues, but some new faces in the Spearfish lineup tonight. Seth Nelson leads off and is the designated hitter. Jordan Bowman bats second and is the first baseman. Patrick Rakes bats third and plays left field. Javier Marcial bats fourth and plays right field. Benjamin Tate bats fifth and plays third base. Benjamin Green bats sixth and plays center field. Micah Coleman bats seventh and plays shortstop. Brinkley Evans bats eighth and is the catcher. And finally, Matthew Gonzalez bats ninth and is the second baseman. We'll see Nathan Harb on the mound for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And now for your Hastings Sodbusters. They've got a few new guys in the lineup. It's leading off and playing left field is Taylor Gill. Batting second and playing first base is Ryan Jarvis. Batting third and playing right field, Sawyer Duddleston. Batting fourth and the designated hitter is Cale Jensen. Batting fifth and playing shortstop, Josh Printer. Batting sixth and catching, Yamato Sato. Batting seventh, playing third base is Dino Morales. Batting eighth and playing second base is Luke Ray. And batting ninth and playing center field is Alexiel Delgado. We have our first chance to see a new pitcher on the mound for the Sodbusters. It's Conlon Grady. He's a left-handed pitcher from Omaha, who went to Millard South High School out of Cloud County Community College. So him and Creighton Jacobitz, two lefties on that team, made 11 appearances for them in the spring season. 13 and a third innings pitched, a 12.15 ERA, 11 walks and 12 strikeouts. He pumps across to first pitch strike to the leadoff hitter, Seth Nelson. First pitch right at 7:45 p.m. local Central Time for the 7-inning doubleheader. Good breaking ball that darts down and away. It's quickly 0-2. Haven't seen Grady yet because he's been battling a little bit of issues, arm issues. Sodbusters get a chance to look at him. Softly hits out into the soft outfield. It's Josh Printer at the shortstop position, making the catch in the short center field grass. And welcome to Hastings. Conlon Grady is first out as a Sodbuster. And also interesting enough, too, that's 16 there for Conlon Grady. Number he bestows on his back for the Sodbusters this summer. Pulls the string on the first pitch to Jordan Bowman. And he's quickly ahead, 0-1. Winner of this game will take the rubber match of this series. And will also take the season series. These two teams split a game on the road earlier this season. Split a series, 1 game apiece. And have split 2 games here at Duncan Field this weekend. Check swing could not hold up. Bowman is struck out. Good start for Conlon Grady. 6 pitches, records 2 outs. It's gone pop out and strikeouts, and brings up the next hitter, Patrick Rakes. Rakes did not appear in game 1, but did appear in the first game on Friday nights, where he went 1 for 5. Just misses on the first pitch there. Early returns for Grady on the mound, about the mid-80s on his fastball, 84 to 85 range. And then there's the hook like that. Falls off the table at just about 73 to 74 miles an hour. The left-hander to the left-hander. Just low on the breaking ball there. It's 1-2. And Conlon Grady, one of the Cloud County Community College guys. Misses just low on the pitch there. Yamato Sato is the defensive catcher behind Conlon Grady. Trying to put them down 1-2-3 here in the first. Pop up. Shallow outfield. Going out is Luke Ray. He makes the catch. The Sodbuster infielders showing their range up the middle in their first inning. And the Spearfish Sasquatch are retired. 1-2-3. Sodbusters will come up in the bottom of the first right after this.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Sodbusters set down the Sasquatch 1-2-3 in the first inning, and they will send the top of their lineup up, and they will face a new arm. It's Nathan Harb on the mound. He'll be making just his second start, sixth appearance for the prospects, the Sasquatch this year, as Harb will see his second time against the Sodbusters. He pitched in relief back on June 13th and pitched all but perfect baseball, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in that June 13th game where Spearfish lost to the Sodbusters 10-9. So a right-hander for the Sasquatch. Taylor Gill leads things off for the Sodbusters, and a good homecoming for Taylor Gill in his first game. Had a big 2 RBI double in his Sodbuster debut, which gave the Busters the lead for the moment, but that lead was short-lived as Spearfish got the lead with 6 runs late in the game to take that first game of this doubleheader. Gill takes way inside. He's from Orem, Utah. Went to school at Northeast Community College. Did his time there, and now pitching at Ohio University for the Bobcats. Gill swinging at the 2-0 pitch in foul territory. The third baseman, Benjamin Tate, runs out of room. It's 2-1. Defense behind. Defense behind the pitcher for Spearfish. From left to right field, Patrick Rakes, Benjamin Green, Javier Marcial. From third to first, Benjamin Tate, Micah Coleman, Matthew Gonzalez, and Jordan Bowman. Brinkley Evans doing the receiving for the Spearfish pitcher, Nathan Harb. Gill cracks one in the air, again in foul territory, and we'll have no play on it. That one a little bit closer to the edge of the fence, but nothing doing that time. Sodbusters under the direction now by Danny Weiser, assistant coach promoted to head coach the end of last weekend. Here's the payoff pitch. Gill fouls it off. Scott Galusha, GM and co-owner, still down in the third base coaching box. And we know if Scott could do it full-time, he absolutely would. He says the dugout is his happy place, but he will soon be relegating full-time duties over to Danny. Payoff off the glove of Evans, and Gill fouls off another. Corey Caranda does the coaching down at the first base box. And Andy Chase, scorekeeper statistician, also assistant coach down in the Sodbuster dugout. Payoff again, and a half-hearted swing. Oh, Gill got a piece of it. That was the latest of late swings, and somehow Gill got a piece of it, and it got a piece of the catcher Evans as well.
Looked like a fast-pitch softball player with a slap opportunity there just to stay alive.
Tomahawking it just to get another pitch. Payoff again. This one in play to the first baseman, Jordan Bowman. He'll flip to the pitcher covering. It's in time. And Taylor Gill's long at bat is unrewarded as he grounds out.
Be an interesting decision as the Sodbusters move forward. Vega's been so tough at the top of the order, but there's another nice option with Taylor Gill joining the team.
Taylor Gill doing the leadoff today in this game as Vega not in the lineup. He had his 5-game hitting streak snapped in the earlier game of the Twin Bill. Pitches down low and in to Ryan Jarvis. Ryan Jarvis did not see action in the first game of the doubleheader. Getting his first start today. Swings it out of play. His Saginaw Valley State co-partner, Nathan Massar, made the start on the mound in Game 1. Jarvis in the game on Friday nights. He was 1 for 5 and drove in a run with a single in the 4th inning. On the season, Jarvis batting .284. About 40 points above the team average for the Sodbusters. Again, they're hitting .244 as a team, .278 on here at home, and .203 on the road, a 75-point difference. Jarvis waits on the breaking ball, but just missed it. Tough play for the outfield, and appears the catch was made. It was. That's the left fielder, Patrick Rates, eluding the slide of the shortstop, Micah Coleman, to make a shoestring catch for the second outs.
Just happy those two guys didn't get together. Coleman appeared to have the angle on it, and a late call off for Rates, and he was able to make the play.
2 up, 2 down. Brings up Sawyer Duddleston with 2 outs. Home plate umpire having to go over and grab the baseballs himself. Home plate umpire Brandon Moore and Chris Sintek in the field. The two umpires switching for games 1 and 2. These two were the crew in Friday night's game as well. Duddleston swinging first pitch out of play. Duddleston, he had 1 hit in Friday's game. He had 2 hits in Friday's game, and in the first game was hitless, but he was hit twice by a pitch. He's got a hit now. Solid line drive up the middle. Duddleston back in the hit column, and Sodbusters have a 2-out base runner with a single from the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy.
A time for a 2-out rally. First game, Sodbusters victim of a couple of double plays that really put the damper on innings, and love to jump on top here in this rubber game of the season series and of this 3-game series.
Sodbuster manager Scott Galusha will visit with home plate umpire, and they're going to bring the umpires in. Are we having a weather delay here? Players are walking off the field, and
wow,
must be some sort of weather in the area. Scott got on the mic just before the inning happened, but I only heard about the part where they were congratulating Danny Weiser as head coach. Looking at our radar right now, there is just a very thin strip that is to the north of Hastings. It appears that we are in some sort of weather delay, as looks to be a little bit of a cell forming to the north here. Fans looking up and down, looking up at the sky. There are some little suspect-looking clouds to the north.
The good news for the fans, all-you-can-eat night continues. You can just go gorge yourself during this delay, as they will have an opportunity to hit the concession stand even more so.
And why wouldn't you? So this means we're going to be taking probably at least a 20-minute break, if not 30-minute break, while we wait to see what develops. And Scott's over there explaining to the Spearfish dugouts why we're having to stop here. And it's also going to be interesting to see, too, because Spearfish has some travel plans that they need to get on. They have a set time they need to be out of here by, and this is going to do them no favors by any means. So with this delay, we may not even get a full game in. And I don't know if there's an exact time that they have to be out of here by, but I think Steve mentioned limits with hours with their bus driver, where they have to be out of here by a certain time, and they've got a long trip back home. Sodbusters continue action tomorrow, facing the number 1 team in the league, so just not what we need right now.
No. We do have an opportunity to maybe kill some time. We talked to Scott after Friday's game. Part of that interview featured the new head coach, Danny Weiser, and about his comments on why Danny was given the head coaching job. Maybe we can take a quick break, play that interview back, and also maybe let you hear some Sodbuster spotlights while we're waiting.
Well, that's about probably the best we can do here, as we will wait to see if any weather develops in the area or if this is just a lightning delay that needs to clear up. The players are off the field into the dugouts. Sodbusters players still participating in their usual shenanigans down in the Sodbuster bullpen, but fans either making breaks for the upper deck concessions or wherever they may be, but we're in a little bit of a weather delay here, so at least 20 to 30 minutes where we will be taking a break here, but we'll send you to break for just a few moments here. And then when we come back, going to talk with Scott Galusha, which we talked with him with our Friday post-game to get his thoughts on Danny becoming the new head coach. We'll be right back. We are delayed at weather here at Duncan Field in Hastings.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball. Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen, a tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Hastings Sodbusters rallied from 4 runs down for a 9-5 victory over Spearfish in the series opener on Friday. Acting coach Scott Galusha talked about the win.
Well, we knew they were going to score, and I'm super proud of those guys in that dugout today because we never lost focus. We never got down. We knew we were going to have a chance, and we started putting together good at-bats, and we really did that. Cade Cartwright was huge. To come in a situation where all the momentum was on that side and to give us 33 pitches, which is 8 more than he's ever thrown before. And I said, hey, just dig deep for me and get me 6 outs. He got me 7. And then we knew we had it set up for Cork, and we knew he was going to be good. And the plan was always go to Dino in the 9th. And I said, there's no blanking way I'm taking him out of the game. And so he was just great and really proud of him. We had good at bats. We were able to get back in. And once we got back in the game, we knew we had him.
Yeah, I'd say Braden Cork was Braden Cork today, and just seeing him has such command. I know a couple times he shakes off signs up, down on the count 2-0, just comes out and mows him down. I think he got to a 3-ball count twice. I'm thinking, are you going to pull him? No,
oh my gosh, I love it. I love that. He works fast and he doesn't throw very many balls. He understands where he pitches, and he does a great job. And we call a couple shake it, throw it, and so we wanted him to get to what he wanted to, but always shake it a little bit, just make that batter hit a little bit. And that's a really good hitting team. They're well coached. They they play really well. And for us to come back after being down 5-1 is really impressive and a testament to the guys in that dugout.
And how about that offense? You kind of looked like the Spearfish offense tonight. They were averaging 10 hits and almost 9 runs a game, but you get 12 hits and 9 runs. Up and down the lineup, 8 of the 9 guys get a hit. 4 guys with a multi-hit games. Just talk about the approach of going up against Spearfish tonight and how you were so successful to plate.
Again, we talked about trying to keep the line moving, and we just had a couple quick innings where we didn't put any pressure on them, but we had a lot of good at-bats. And I know Lex was the one guy that didn't have a hit, but he had that big squeeze for us in the 8th, and we just thought that was the right situation, and I knew it would fire up our guys if we executed, and we did, and everybody it was a good moment for us, but we knew we had cork in our pocket. So really happy, really proud of the guys today. It was a good effort after, I was a little disappointed in how we played. I knew it was an exhibition the other night, but I kind of let them talk me into having a little bit too much fun, and I knew better from the morning I woke up, but I let them talk me into it, so it was on me. But really happy, really proud of my guys, and I just love my guys. They're great kids who happen to be good baseball players, and they showed a lot of guts today to come back and beat a team that had them down a little bit. So just a really big win for us, and we got 10 coming that are all tough. To get off to a good start is great.
And you had the 2-run lead, which was probably enough for Cork anyway, to get those 2 extra ones. Sato, his first triple of his life, as he tripled it up. I mean, he didn't even want to go 3. Had you yell at him to go from second to third? Tell us about that.
I was hollering at him the whole time, and he was cruising into second, but at least he ran in. And then I wasn't sure if he understood that we were squeezing, and so I was a little panicked there. But he looked at me, kind of gave me a wink, so I thought he knew what we were doing, and that was great. So really happy for him especially when that ball's out over the plate. He does a great job. A lot of power the other way, and so he's swinging the bat really well for us.
And Scott, your time in the dugout as interim head coach coming to an end. You've made a new hire to fill in Joel Skipper's position. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, we did. We decided today to go with Danny Weiser. I interviewed 5 or 6 guys, had a lot of people, which is really nice. A lot of people were interested in the job, which is kind of refreshing. It makes me smile a little bit. So I talked to 5 or 6 guys, and I talked to our leaders. I talked to Josh Printer, who knows what I'm about and knows what we do, and I talked to Sawyer Duddleston, and I said, hey, fellas, what do you want to do? And I said my concern was Danny's 22 years old. It's not baseball, it's leadership. And those 2 guys said, hey, we'll step up. We'll make sure boys stay in the right frame of mind. And said, hey, I trust my guys, and we're going to go with Danny Weiser. So I'm going to try to be here as much as I can, at least at home games, just for another body, because I'd rather have Danny working with the pitchers than standing over there in that box. So Corey Caranda, we're just going to see if he can make some road trips, and then you'll see me here from time to time. When he wants another guy, but I got full trust in Danny Weiser. He's a wonderful young man, very good baseball knowledge, and he's really excited to get his first shot.
And he carries himself like a head coach. His post-game interviews, I don't know the young man very well, but he says all the right things and has got that kind of, the it factor, if you will, in terms of seeming to want to lead a program.
Yeah, he does. And, I know he told me from the get-go when we knew that he wanted to do this. And, I had to go make sure I do what's best for the Sodbusters. So I made sure I tried to, dot all my I's and cross my T's and try to do what's best for my guys. And I know they trust me to make whatever decision they could. But at the end of the day, we thought the best choice was Danny. We don't want guys to learn kind of different system, different ideas in that last 3-week stretch is so important because we think we got a playoff team. We're deep enough and all the way through the lineup, and we got enough guys in the bullpen to help us out. And just decided, my gut feeling was Danny Weiser is the guy to go. So my leaders are going to make sure they're leaders, and I'm going to help out when I can, but Danny's going to make the lineup, and this is the only time you're going to talk to me unless it's between the 4th and 5th and I'm not in the dugout. I'm going to let Danny do it from here. I'm really excited for him, and he's a great young man.
Over Spearfish. That is the Saturday evening general manager and the owner for the Hastings Sodbusters. A good opportunity to hear from Scott Galusha after the Friday game, and we heard him and his comments on the announcing Danny Weiser as the new head coach for the Hastings Sodbusters. The reason we're playing those interviews, it is actually now raining. We didn't even think it was going to threaten. They stopped the game for lightning just a few minutes ago, and now it is actually raining here at the ballpark, so it doesn't look like, Ryan Valenta, that we're going to be playing baseball anytime soon.
Well, that does appear the case, and talking with Scott over next door, confirmed that it's like college baseball rules with lightning in the area, which they did confirm was within 5 miles, that it is an automatic 30-minute delay at the least, and not just whenever the weather clears out. So, and over with the other double-edged sword with Spearfish having an 8-hour bus trip home and playing a game tomorrow. Don't have much time, and would not be surprised if we can't continue with this game tonight. But again, looking at the radar, according to the Weather Channel app, it's very horizontal line of storms that are just to the north of us, and this rain should be out of here in hopefully no time, as it's pretty much right out on top of us now as the fans have cleared the stands. And to even add more fun to it, I've got a couple of guys doing a rain delay standoff out there. I mean, there's one way to keep your spirits, give the fans something to keep paying attention to, and just a horrible night to do it. You got rained out last night, got your first game in, and with Sodbusters playing hot team tomorrow, Spearfish having an 8-hour road trip ahead. I mean, even if they left right now, they still won't be getting back home until at least the middle of the morning.
I think we should just give the Sodbusters the win because Brennan Wabick has just won the standoff challenge against Seth Nelson. Let's just call the game and give the win to the Sodbusters. Did they give you a drop-dead time in terms of when we were going to end it?
They did not, and Scott was making his usual calls to the important people and said that he needed to figure some things out, so we got kicked out of the booth over there, but Scott will assuredly let us know about things here. But with it being 8:10 Central Time and local time right now, yes, this game matters. It's decides who wins the season series, and with Sodbusters getting other games rained out and having to make up these double headers, obviously it's not the contest that you want, but it's the contest that you're forced to have with the delays in here. And even just now too, the rain, which was coming down pretty steadily just a few minutes ago, is now slowed in just a minute or two to a trickle here. So, but 30-minute automatic delay, which happened, I think it was about 10 minutes ago or so, so we're already a third of the way there if that's not extended by any means. But with Spearfish needing to get on the road, Scott didn't say a drop-dead time that they have to be out of here, that they're going to call the game. And with a 7-inning contest, is it just 4 innings or 5 innings to go a complete game? Not exactly sure about how that all works, but we'll be sure to let you know as soon as we can.
Again, we're 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Good job there for Conlon Grady to set them down 1-2-3 in the top of the inning. Sodbusters had a 2-out single from Sawyer Duddleston. Cale Jensen was going to be coming to the plate. And you look at Spearfish's schedule, you're thinking, okay, is there a day, do they go to Fremont? Is there a day they can come back? No. As the rest of their schedule, really the Sodbusters don't have very many off days at all. The Bison baseball team is going to be playing a 3-game series, 8, 9, 10. Then they play the Bison again on the 13th and 14th. They're at Oahe. They host Oahe. They host Casper. They host Fremont. So they're not going to be making any kind of trip this way, and it would be hard to fathom them making a special trip to make this game up unless it just absolutely means a playoff spot. But I guess we'll see how that all unfolds over the final few weeks of the regular season. Hastings coming off a disappointing loss in the first game today, giving up a 6-run 5th inning to see a 2-1 lead slip away. They ended up losing 8-5. The biggest part of that game probably was the fact that Nathan Massar was taken out after the 3rd inning for 2 different reasons. Number one, he can deal it, and you feel like the game maybe turns out differently if Massar is able to continue. But the biggest concern, elbow issues, elbow tightness, just a precautionary measure. And again, you borrow these players from the colleges and you want to send them back in good shape. And so Massar, they weren't going to take any chances with him. And really, the Sodbusters got okay pitching. You feel bad for a guy like Michael Hanna, who really pitched better than what he deserved, giving up 6 runs, but just 2 of those earned. Dialed up a double play ball and a rare boot for the Sodbusters and that turned in to that 6-run frame. And so now they're going to try to bounce back and get this doubleheader split and win not only this series, but the season series. We're going to continue to feature some of the Hastings Sodbuster players as let's replay the interview with Jackson Crane coming up. Ryan did that interview, and that was such a fun time for Jackson Crane as he had a walk-off, and so we'll replay that as our coverage of Sodbuster weather delay continues. It's 0-0 in the first. Hastings and Spearfish, that interview coming your way, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner. Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Our next segment of the Sodbuster Spotlight features Tuesday's walk-off hero. It's Jackson Crane of Arkansas Tech, who got the walk-off win in the unusual game against the Plainsmen in their first game ever, and Crane delivered the walk-off hits in the 9th inning. And just tell me about this, Jackson. I mean, a walk-off hits and a pretty high level of baseball. Have you ever had a moment like this before?
I have not. It's very exciting, and especially a moment like that. I mean, nerves are going. I mean, game was getting chippy at the end there. I mean, it's just an exciting environment, and to know that you can get it done in the end, I mean, it's a blast.
So it's bases loaded with 2 outs in a situation that you probably weren't expecting to be up in, with bases empty and no outs. You're the 4th man to come up after you get there. Just talk me through your approach in that last at-bat in the 9th.
In that last at-bat, we had 2 outs, and then we had a big leadoff walk by Ryan Jarvis, and we had a couple guys get on right after that. We had bases loaded, 2 outs, and in that situation, I'm just thinking this pitch has got to be perfect. I mean, we can work a walk here, we can get a pass ball. I mean, anything works in this situation. So I was just thinking, I was like, this has got to be a good pitch. And starts off with the outside fastball first strike, and I knew it was going to be a fight. So the third pitch, 0-2, he threw it right where I wanted it and hit up the middle and got it done for the guys.
So now you've been getting some more playing time in the field. You talk about your overall experience spending this summer in Hastings playing summer ball so far.
Man, it's been a blast. I really like it here. It's very similar to my hometown, and the environment here is a lot of fun. Got the people coming out every night, and shout out to the fans. It makes it a lot more fun playing out here as well. So it's been a lot of fun.
And you get to play with, before we get too far, you're an Arkansas Tech Wonder Boy, which has had a lot of history of playing here in Hastings. And you get to play with a couple of your teammates, too. Just talk about being able to have some familiar faces when you first came in here to Hastings.
It is super nice. Shout out to Vega, Leo, Luke Ray, and Saul. I mean, it's a lot of fun having some guys around, keeping it kind of familiar around here, and kind of a hometown feel at the same time, meeting new guys and creating close bonds there. So it's a lot of fun.
And can you tell me about the new friendships you made just when you're not here at Duncan Field and not practicing? What do you like to do with the guys here, spending your summer here in central Nebraska?
I mean, it's a blast, man. I mean, as soon as we got together, everybody here clicked. I mean, we've gone to the water parks here. We've just done just about everything around here. But, yeah, love the guys here. It's a lot of fun.
So Arkansas Tech, redshirted last year, but hoping to get some playing time next year. Just about your spring baseball season and maybe your academics when you go back to fall. What are you planning on studying, and what might you like to get out of your education at Ark Tech?
Yes, sir. I'm studying business right now at Arkansas Tech, and came up here for the summer, get some at-bats in, get some playing time, and see where baseball leads, man. And I mean, it's been a lot of fun, and hoping to see where it takes me here.
What about that business degree do you think you get? I mean, dream job stick out to you at all?
I'd like to go into something maybe on the marketing side of it, but right now I'm not too sure, but shooting for that field.
Something else about some guys in the baseball, baseball is a very nickname-heavy group. Do you have a nickname you had growing up, or maybe a nickname on the team right now that you particularly remember?
Cranium. I've always been Cranium since high school. I mean, it stuck with me, and still rocking it now, so that's what it's always been. Probably will be.
And about the game of baseball, obviously, I mean, major leagues are a thing. Do you have a favorite major league team or a major league player, or just professional sports in general? What do you like?
I love my Cardinals, man. Up there, we don't have any major league teams down there in Arkansas, but we got Missouri right up above us, so a lot of Cardinals fans down there.
Well, it's probably about as far as a drive to Kansas City from here as it is to St. Louis from down up there in Arkansas. But just, I mean, tell us about what you're looking especially to get out of it, and just what do you hope to accomplish by the end of the summer here?
Really came here to get some wins in and a lot of at-bats. Wanted to see a lot of pitching. As a redshirt, you don't see a ton of playing time on the field, so coming up here and getting your reps in is a big deal, and hopefully going back and turning on the Jets when we get back home. So.
All right, so what else should we know about Jackson Crane?
I don't know. I don't know how many fun
big.
facts I got.
How about a big hobby? Just what's if you're at home and you've got the day off from work or school or whatever? What will we find you out doing?
I've been into fishing a lot recently, especially the summertime. A little bit warm out here, and I like to go out and cast a few times here and there when I got a little bit of time. Get
maybe a fishing spot here and there. I hear there's a couple of fishing spots around. Have you and the guys talked about that?
Yeah, we got a little pond down the road from where we're at with our host family, and we've hit it up a couple times. We got Lake Hastings here, gone a few times, and it's been a lot of fun outside baseball too.
And speaking of that host family, tell us about who you're staying with and teammates and your host family, and just what it's been like spending the summer in these first few weeks in central Nebraska.
It's been a lot different, especially since my hometown is right near close to where I go to college at. So, I mean, coming 10, 11 hours away, it's a big difference. And staying with Pat Gartner, wonderful lady, wonderful cook too. And got Josh Printer, Tyler Welsh, and Sawyer Dolson staying with me. So got a few of our guys there with us, and it's a lot of fun staying there with those guys.
Great opportunity to hear from Jackson Crane and replay that interview done by Ryan Valentes. We're in weather delay, but the good news, the weather delay is coming to an end. The bad news is if there's another one, we're probably going to call it. Has had a little bit of rain, some lightning, and we're in the bottom half of the first inning with Spearfish and Hastings scoreless. Spearfish won the opening game 8-5, scoring 6 runs in the 5th inning to turn a 2-1 game around. Southbusters rallied for 3 in the 6th, but couldn't get it done. Just a 7-inning contest. Hastings had only 3 hits in the game. They already have their first hit here in the first against Nathan Harb as they try to jump on top, get the season series win, get this particular series. We can also let you know that Fremont beat the Plainsmen today 12-3, so the updated standings, second half, Casper 9-0, Spearfish 6-1, Fremont 8-3, Hastings 5-4, Oahe is 5-6. And as far as the travel teams, Nebraska Prospects still haven't won. They have been really tough. They played Casper tough every game out there, just haven't been able to scratch a win. Bison 0-3 and the Plainsmen 1-9 in second half standings. Casper's already won the first half, and see what happens if they win the second half. Southbusters going to have something to say about that as they will host Casper for a 4-game series beginning tomorrow. Let's give it back to Ryan Valentes. Let's get us through 2 innings. What do you say?
Just at least some of that. I mean, it looks like this would hopefully be the last weather delay of the night, as that storm cell that passed through was very thin, only a couple of miles in length. It was more wide than tall, and that quickly moved to the south, which is, we can see the clouds of it on your screen. That patch to the left center field wall, that was the rain that was plaguing us just a few bits ago. So just about a 30-minute weather delay here in Hastings. When we resume action, it's 1 on and 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Cale Jensen comes up against Nathan Harb. Taylor Gill led off the inning with a ground out. Ryan Jarvis flew out. And then Duddleston, the hard single up the middle, and here we go. Right on cue, the sun comes back out, and it looks like nothing ever happens. Cale Jensen takes up high for ball 1. Nathan Harb, the starter for today's game. In this second game of a 7-inning doubleheader. Jensen smokes a ball to deep right field. Going way back as the right fielder. It's one hop off the wall. Getting the green light is Duddleston around third. Jensen hits the bag on his way to third. And the throw there is late. A wall ball triple for Cale Jensen. And the rain delay fuels the Sodbusters to a first inning run. A loud knock for the Central City native.
Guys been swinging it better here as of late, and a good start for Hastings as they jump on top. Love to see him run away and high.
Gotta wonder, grasping at straws here, the humidity with the rain out here, maybe if it's a little more windy out there, a little less moist, that ball gets out of here. Of course, Jensen, one of the few sodbusters to do that last year. Saw 3 over-the-fence home runs at Duncan Field last year during the sodbuster season. One by Cale Jensen, one by Nick Jones, and one by Fremont Moo player Neil Jansen last year. But we have seen no balls over the wall hit, at least for the sodbusters. There was a Legion home run hit about a month and change ago, and that was by a Norris Jr. The 0-2 pitch to Josh Printer is down low and into the turf, blocked by the catcher Brinkley Evans. Cale Jensen getting the party started here after the short rain delay with an RBI triple, one hopping off the brick wall in right center field. Sawyer Duddleston comes around to score, 1-0 lead for the Busters. Printer swings and misses at the breaking ball upstairs, and the Sodbusters will settle for just the 1 run. It's 1-0 after 1 inning of play. Spearfish coming up in the 2nd inning of the 7-inning contest.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. FiskChiropracticSportsClinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil. Tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris. Plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Back at Duncan Field after 1 inning of play, the Sodbusters getting that first run in the first inning. Cale Jensen, RBI triple. The South Dakota State and Northeast Community College product, driving home his 11th run of the year, and we're going to see a new arm on the mound. Another Sodbuster making their season debut today. This is Cohen Evans, a right-handed pitcher out of Grand Island. Goes to Cloud County Community College, and he is related to Husker player Cole Evans. Super cool connection there, getting to play summer ball just down the road here in Hastings. So Conlon Grady's day just lasts 1 inning. I'm not sure if that was the plan or if it was just the long rain delay, and Grady's first appearance as a Sodbuster didn't want to test his limits so far, but a little disappointing after Grady set down the Sasquatch 1-2-3 in the first inning, but he gives way to the Grand Island native Cohen Evans making his Sodbuster debut.
I was just thinking, was it long enough to make the managers think about doing that? Nathan Harb set through the long rain delay and immediately gave up a triple, and you would think with Conlon having some issues with his arm, Conlon Grady, that probably plays into it as well. You really don't want to warm him up and then warm him up again after about a half hour off, so I totally understand that. And then you've got a guy, Cohen Evans, coming off an arm injury, so they'll probably be pretty careful with him as well in his first Sodbuster outing.
Grady and Evans on the team for a good week or so now, but making their season debuts today, and long awaited here. Been anxious to see their performances. Javier Marcial will be the first batter against Evans. 4, 5, and 6 due up. Evans in his spring season made 8 appearances for Cloud County. Pitched 5 innings, allowed 6 runs, 7 walks, and 2 strikeouts, so very limited time for him in the spring. See what he can do as a Sodbuster this summer. The 1-0 pitch to Marcial is grounded right back up the middle. Printer ranges over, scoops it up, throws on the run to first. You betcha! Josh Printer showing off the range Almost fielded that behind the second base bag and throws out Marcial for the first out of the second inning.
Had to throw a dart across his body like that. Just amazing for Josh Printer. It's a good start for Cohen Evans as he gets his first guy out.
Another guy, welcome to Hastings. First pitch swinging is Benjamin Tate down the right field line. Duddleston giving chase, but will run out of room. It's a loud foul ball. First strike for Benjamin Tate. Tate played in the first game of the doubleheader. Had a big 2 RBI double that started off that big 6-run fifth inning. That drove home 2 runs. The Spearfish, that inning was the deciding factor as they won that game 8-5. Sodbusters up in this one, though, 1-0. Evans misses with the next 2 after the foul ball. It's 2-1. So Tate going just 1 for 2 in the first game as he was walked twice. And Tate did not appear in game 1 on Friday night. 2-1 pitch. Popped into the air to the right center field gap, slicing away. It's going to go all the way over to Sawyer Duddleston in right field. That ball had enough slice on it. Looked like my shot off the tee box there as it's a second out there as Tate's retired.
I can't hit it that far. Even with a baseball bat, I can't hit it that far.
You think about it as a golfer, from his baseball player, yeah, you got to hit it out 408. Golfers be like, yeah, it's a nice 9-iron for me to get it over the wall. Totally different game, and a lot of these Sodbuster guys have golf in their blood too. In fact, there's guys working on their short game chipping out in the Sodbuster bullpen right now, and a lot of great area golf courses in this Hastings area, and a lot of guys with their host families being members of country clubs and private clubs here taking advantage of that. Just an overall good place to hit the links here in central Nebraska. Benjamin Green is the 2-out hitter for the Sasquatch, who grounds it to first. Jarvis gets it on a friendly hop and steps on the bag for out number 3. In his Sodbuster debut first inning, Cohen Evans sets down to Sasquatch 1-2-3 in the second inning. Sodbusters looking for another run after this.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
It's the bottom of the second inning on Sodbuster Baseball. Looking to replicate that first inning success. Nathan Harb for the Sasquatch got 2 quick outs and a single before our rain delay. Cale Jensen popping an RBI triple to open up this scoring here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. It's 6, 7, and 8 due up. Yamato Sato, Dino Morales, and Luke Ray. Scheduled hitters due up. Sato's first pitch, he takes high for ball 1. Sato, a big part of that comeback win against Spearfish on Friday nights. That RBI triple that he had. As he grounds that past the diving shortstop, Micah Coleman, and into left center field. Sato picks up a base hit for the first base runner of the second inning.
Sato seems to be seeing it much better as he will approach 200 now. He was 192 coming in, raised his batting average 8 points his last out.
His 11th hit on the season. It'll bring up Dino Morales. He appeared in Game 1 of the doubleheader, but on the mound where he got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning. Looking to make some noise at the plates. He'll take ball 1 downstairs as Harb just misses. This is a two teams, like we've told you already, they play two very different styles of baseball. Spearfish, the high power, high average team, coming into this game hitting .317 with 11 of their guys hitting over .300 in the batting average. Sodbusters coming into this one just hitting .244 as a team, but when they hit it hard as well. Dino takes a high strike for strike one. It's 2-1. To the Panama native. Plays college ball at York University, and, well, he hasn't pitched for them yet in his career. We sent some tape over to York University. He should be there at least considered for a relief role for that squad next spring. Has a very good arm on the mound and in the field as well when he plays third base. That's where he's at today. Takes a strike at the bottom of the zone on the fastball from Harb. It's 2-2.
And you could see him being a ninth inning guy, could still play third base most of the day and then come in if you need those final 3 outs.
2-2 from Harb instead of pickoff to first.
I think it's Spencer Schwellenbach for the Huskers a few years ago, who is now in the majors, I believe.
He is.
Yep, and he was just kind of the ninth inning guy, but an outstanding shortstop.
2-2 pitch to Morales, way inside and low, and its count now runs full. Harb's been checking on Sato to make sure he's not going anywhere, but Sato only has 2 stolen bases this year. Payoff pitch, runner not going, and doesn't need to. It's ball 4. First 2 are on for the Busters, a single and now a walk for Luke Ray, the next batter.
Number 8 hitter, are you bunting here? First and second, nobody out.
Luke Ray will get an opportunity here. We haven't seen too much of Luke at home this season. Only played in 6 games here for the Sodbusters when he's played in a total of 14 this year. 8 hits for Luke this summer, a .190 for the batting average. First pitch to him, he does show bunt, and he gets it down. It's a perfect bunt. The pitcher, Harb, throws it down the line. Here comes 1 run, and now Morales, he's getting the green light home. The throw from right field is cut off. A Little League triple for Luke Ray, as the pitcher, Harb, could not make the play at first. It's 3-0 Sodbusters.
Give Ray a sacrifice, but E1 turns out huge, and the Sodbusters get a crooked number on the board. Still nobody out and a runner at third.
Could not have placed the bunt any more perfect for Luke Ray, who makes it all the way to third. A sacrifice and an E1 scores 2 runs for the Busters, and they're not done yet. It's the bottom of the order in Alexiel Delgado, now up at the dish. I'm going to say when Harb fielded it, just right when he threw his arm back, I thought this probably isn't going to look well. A little bit of a safety squeeze there tried by Alexiel Delgado, but he can't get the bunt down. And Ray will have to head back to third. Sodbusters fighting for every run they can with, they know that they've got a tough opponent that can put up quality at-bats on the other ends. Every run matters. See what Delgado does, 0-1. He's not bunting and lines it over the head of Scott Galusha at third base. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. Alexiel making his first start in the doubleheader. He did play in Friday's game, went 0 for 3, but sacrificed home a bunt run. That was a suicide squeeze late in the game. Pitch in the turf blocked by the catcher Evans. It remains 1-2. Delgado looking to improve his average on the year. Hitting just 171. Had a little bit of a problem with the strikeouts. Pitch outside on the fastball. It's 2-2. Infield now completely covered by shadows. The outfielders, though, still have to fight the sun for a little bit longer before it goes down here in Hastings. Left field the most problem, with Rakes completely shielding his eyes with the glove in between each pitch. Well, it's now back in the count. from 0-2 to 3-2. Delgado trying to win the comeback battle here. 3-2 pitch from Nathan Harb to Alexiel Delgado. Strike 3, perfect pitch on the outside corner. And Delgado can't advance the runner.
Say, Alexiel, for being a guy who's hitting under 200 and batting in that number 9 spot, has really had an amazingly productive year with 4 doubles, team best 14 RBIs, but couldn't get that run home with less than 2 outs here.
Just a perfect pitch there. Is not much you can do there with a nice fastball there from Nathan Harb, who records his second strikeout the first time through the lineup. And it's back to the top of the lineup, and Taylor Gill will get his second at-bat in as many innings. Making his Sodbuster debut today, after he played for the Sodbusters for 17 games last season and hit .290 at the plates. It's 1-1 to Gill. Gill had 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run. That was a Little League home run. Well, more like an inside-the-park home run here. Gill gets down a bunt, and that's going to be all hands safe. Perfectly placed. The Sasquatch defense not expecting him to lay it down. In that situation, Harb couldn't field it. And it remains a runner at third as Ray couldn't advance home, but it keeps the line moving.
Yeah, where it was placed, you knew it was going to be tough to get the out at first, and really smart base running to not to try to come home from third. And we'll see if they can get it done now with runners at the corners now and only 1 man out.
Now you've got a guy who can get it into the outfield. It's Ryan Jarvis. See what he can do. He's taking first pitch. Ryan Jarvis, an excellent start to his Sodbuster career. Came on the scene in a loud way, getting a hit in his first 3 contests in a Buster uniform, and saw the aggressive approach for him. Runner on the move, but Jarvis will spray it down the left field line, and it will go foul. So Gill will have to head back to first on the steal attempt. Jarvis coming into this game with a 4-game hit streak. 2 of those were multi-hit games, including a 3-for-3 day against the Plainsmen earlier this week on the 2nd. 1-1 count to Jarvis. Runner on the move again. They will not throw through as they try and fake the throw, and Taylor Gill has a stolen base.
So now 2 in scoring position, takes the double play away. Gill was solid in that respect a year ago for the Hastings Sodbusters, 6 for 6 in stolen bases.
It's Luke Ray at third, Taylor Gill at second. Ryan Jarvis trying to drive home some more. Gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saginaw Valley State product, hails from Macomb, Michigan. His Saginaw Valley State team went 41-18 in the spring. Good enough for a Division II Super Regional appearance. 2-2 from Harb, backdoor breaking ball, just misses and not by much. Harb thought he had the pitch, but not according to the home plate umpire, Brandon Moore. So now with a full count pitch. Big pitch for both sides here. Ground ball at the middle. It's through. 1 run is in for sure. Make it 2. 2 RBI single for Ryan Jarvis. Sodbusters with a 4 spot here in the 2nd inning, and they are not done yet.
Just wanted to put a big crooked number on, eliminate any doubt. You've got a pitching staff that's a little tested today. Had to take out your starter in game 1 early. You had to take your starter out in game 2. So really important that the Sodbusters put some runs up. That gives them a little more breathing room and a little more flexibility with the way they approach this pitching game with the Casper Spuds coming in for a huge 4-game series.
Well, Ryan Jarvis with the 2 RBI single extends his hitting streak to 5 consecutive games. Give him his 26th hit of the year in RBIs 13 and 14. Spearfish will go over strategy here, now down in the hole 5-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning in this 7-inning contest. They've got a big road trip ahead of them, so They're trying to manage their pitching staff to a T because it's going to be a long time there. It's going to be at least the early morning before these Sasquatch make it back home tomorrow. And they've got 3 games rather, with the Bison beginning tomorrow evening. Pitch across to a strike to Sawyer Duddleston. He got the hit party started in the first inning. The Sodbusters with 3 hits in this inning, now 5 on the contest. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the bottom of the zone for strike 2. All started with a liner of a single from Yamato Sato in the top of this inning. The 0-2 pitch with Jarvis at first. Popped out of play. It's same counts. Duddleston with the single in the first inning of play. Gave him 26 hits on the year. That is good for second best on the team. 0-2 again in the air. This one playable. The right fielder Marcial trotting in and makes the grab for the second out of the inning. Jarvis remains at first.
See if they turn Jarvis loose here. He still looking. Actually has got 3 stolen bases. He had 3 stolen bases in the spring, I should say, and 1 for 3 in stolen bases here this summer.
Test the arm of Brinkley Evans here. That ball might still be a little wet. Look out. That one a line shot over the head of Scott Galusha down in the third base coaching box by Cale Jensen. He got the pitcher hard pretty good in the first inning with a long ball to right field. That one hopped off the wall. Backdoor breaking ball just misses. You gotta wonder, with the way the Sodbusters have been swinging the bats, they played at a normal college ballpark, maybe like Spearfish does or somewhat, what their home run total would be this season. Same pitch, same call. It's ball 2 as the breaking ball misses. Nathan Harb now at 52 pitches on his outing. Heading the count is Jensen. Takes a mighty swing and fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jensen. Sodbusters with 1 in the first inning. 4 so far here in the second inning. Had 6 hits so far. Home plate umpire gets a refresh of baseballs and we'll play on. Jensen, the 8th man to come to the plate this inning. But he strikes out, a breaking ball right down the middle, and Jensen could not pull the trigger. Sodbusters break it open. They lead 5-0 on the credit of 4 runs in the inning. Third inning coming up after this.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com. Make your next pit stop at the Coach's Corner, a friendly staff and a deep lineup of snacks. You can find Coach's Corner in North Hastings on Osborne Drive East. More than just a gas station, Coach's Corner is the place to get delicious pizza made fresh for you and your family. Don't take our word for it. It's so good it'll be featured at selected Sodbuster home games this season. For a convenient and clean experience, be sure to check out the new convenience store in North Hastings, Coach's Corner.
Third inning coming up. The 7-inning doubleheader. Sodbusters break it open early, 5-0 lead. 4 runs and 4 hits for the guys this inning. They will go back behind the arm of Cohen Evans, who had a really, really good second inning, and we'll look for more. the Grand Island native on the mounds, and we'll send it over to Steve Stein for the third inning.
Conlon Grady got 1 inning before the weather came. He pitched only 10 pitches. Cohen Evans, 9 pitches, 6 up, 6 down for these guys. And we'll see what they can get done with the bottom of the order, the Spearfish Sasquatch against Evans, who winds and delivers, and the pitch is taken high for ball 1 to Micah Coleman. Coleman did not play in the first game today. Coleman coming into today, 397, top average on the team, but he fell 21 points in the last outing as he went 0 for 3, was over 400 coming into the series. Does have a home run, 5 doubles, 1-1 the count, and the pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Micah Coleman. 397 hitter in the number 7 spot. Lots of guys can hit the ball for this Spearfish team. Thinking about Fremont, it's going to be fascinating to see how it all unfolds. Spearfish with 6 wins here in the second half. Fremont is already 8-3. You've got Casper 9-0. The Sodbusters at 5-4. And the Sodbusters arguably, okay, I'm not going to say arguably, they have the toughest schedule down the stretch. Pitch taken high and tight, and it's a walk, as we'll see Micah Coleman take first. I mean, 7 in a row against the Casper Spuds, a team that has won 18 games in a row, that is 27-4. Nobody's got that kind of schedule coming up. And then you follow that up with 3 for Fremont. They seem to be playing a lot better now than they were early in the year. Here is Brinkley Evans, catcher, right-handed batter. And the pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Evans. Is Evans versus Evans here. And Cohen trying to find the zone. Brinkley Evans had an at-bat in the first game of the series in Spearfish. Nothing since. First at-bat in this 3-game series. Bouncing ball, it's off the glove of Morales, and everybody's going to be safe. First and second, and nobody out. I know Dina Morales has great range, but it looked like a fairly routine play for Josh Printer, but instead, first and second, nobody out now.
If I had to guess, Dino had the idea of cutting the ball off there and making the short throw over to second base to get the lead runner. Just a little bit too far out of his range, and Dino gets charged with an error there.
So first and second, a walk and an error, and this was kind of the thing that set the table for a huge inning in the first game. As we see the number 9 batter up there, Martin Gonzalez, taking ball 1. Went 0 for 2 in the first game today. Gonzalez. So Matthew Gonzalez, who ended up playing in 1 game early in the year against the Sodbusters, went 0 for 1 with an RBI in that 15-5 thrashing of Hastings. Really nice bounce back for the Sodbusters the next day as they came from behind, took a big lead, and that held on 10-9 to split that series. Then winning in come from behind fashion back on Friday, 9-5. Disappointing first game today. Saw Spearfish win 8-5 and now 2-0 to the number 9 hitter. So Cohen Evans working himself into a little jam with no action behind him. Walk error, and now needs to bring one home here to Gonzalez. Right there for strike 1. 2-1 the count on Matthew Gonzalez from Cal State San Bernardino from Glendora, California. A lot of Californians on this team because their head coach is Justice Scott out of Saracoso Community College in California. So he's brought the lot from the Golden State to South Dakota. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now on Gonzalez. Want to get this guy. Never good if the 7, 8, and 9 guys reach with these sluggers coming up at the top of the order. Just asking for trouble. Is 5 runs enough? We'll find out. 5-0. Top of the third. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Good job there for Gonzalez to stay alive, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really stress-free innings for both Grady and Evans. And like I say, feel terrible for Conlon Grady. He pitched 1 inning. Had about a half-hour weather delay, and with him coming off some arm issues, did not want to warm him up again, and so he was done after 1 inning. Certainly not plan A today for the Hastings Sodbusters after they had to take their Game 1 starter out after 3 innings with elbow tightness. 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2. Now you got to bring one. A walk and an error, and the Sodbusters trying to find a way to get that first out. Better yet, let's get 2 right here. Errors are even at 1 apiece. The Sodbusters have 6 hits, none for the Sasquatch, but they are threatening. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 apparently, and everybody's going to be safe, or did they bring him up?
It was ball 4, and home plate umpire signals it was outside. Looked pretty good to us, but just missing there, and just getting in safely. Coleman at third base.
Didn't matter with the walk anyway, so bases are loaded. Walk, error, walk. And now Cohen Evans, really welcome to the Hastings Sodbusters. And a pickle here. T-Birds were dynamite in the spring. 40-21. 0-2 in an NJCAA regional. And we'll see a visit to the mound as Danny Weiser comes out and talks with Evans here in a sticky situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. You just scored 4, hoping to put another 0 on the board, but that's going to be unlikely here. Now just minimize, and try to take the lead into the fourth, bottom of the fourth.
Just settle him down. Evans kind of doing the opposite. Instead of having a rough first inning in his Sodbuster debut, having a rough second inning. But Danny Weiser, 4-year pitcher here at this mounted Duncan Field at Hastings College, reminding him, pitcher-friendly ballpark here, sir. Just stick to what you know. Throw it where we want you to, and you're going to be just fine here. But a real tough mess to get out of. Fortunate the Sodbusters have this 5-run lead and something to work with here.
Seth Nelson, top of the order, coming up. Pop to the shortstop his first time out. Sodbusters would certainly take something like that. Stands in the left-handed box. Off speed, taken high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Seth Nelson. Nelson in yesterday's game going 0 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. He was 2 for 7 against Hastings for the season coming into today. Cohen Evans, down to the count, 1-0. Brings home the pitch. Low for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes on Nelson. No action in the Hastings bullpen. Say you're really in a pickle. Had to take out your Game 1 starter, Nathan Massar, after 3 innings due to elbow tightness. Game 2 starter, I'm sure they were expecting to get a few innings out of Conlon Grady, but weather really changing the plans. We had about a half-hour weather delay. Now hoping for a long outing from Cohen Evans, but he is in deep trouble here in the second. 2-0, and the pitch. Sprayed foul. 2-1 on Seth Nelson. Nelson, 6 foot, 210-pounder out of Hope International University. Had a multi-hit game in the Sodbusters' 10-9 win in Spearfish earlier this year. 2-1 the count. Evans looks in at his catcher, Yamato Sato. Taking a lot of time out there, not the crispest of pitchers at this point. 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3 and in danger of walking a man home. So walk, error, walk, and just compounding things with these free passes. Did not get the out when you should have gotten the out. And now a walk to the number 9 hitter, and you're behind the leadoff hitter. And Spearfish certainly not done in this game. 3-1 pitch inside ball 4. Bases loaded walk as this game is slowed to a crawl. Not what either team wanted with the weather delay and with Spearfish having to make an 8-hour road trip. It's got the makings of one of those high-scoring slugfests. Now, I said that Friday night, and it turned into a great bullpen game for both teams. And here comes Jordan Bowman. Bowman takes ball 1. Already visited the mound one time. There is no action behind Cohen Evans. A little bit surprised at that. Has the 1-0 delivery on the way. Bouncing ball back up the middle. It could be 2. A dish to second for 1. Over to first in time. Run scores, but you will take that at this point in the game. Printer to the second baseman for the Hastings Sodbusters, Luke Ray, and he was able to gun it over to Jarvis for a 6-4-3 twin killing.
Excellent play, and like you said, Steve, take that any day. Get 2 outs from bases loaded, nobody out, to getting out of this with just 2 runs in 1 out here.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. It could be trouble. It's into center field for a base hit, so keeping it going is Patrick Rates. He's got an RBI single. Patrick Rakes keeps the inning going. And so those bottom three getting on, they all come in to score. Two of the three guys who walk score. The guy who reached on the error scored. And the inning continues on the single from Rakes, and that'll bring up Javier Marcial. So 5-3 is the score. Evans trying to find a way to get out of this with no more damage done. Facing a tough challenge here with Marcial standing in the right-handed box. First pitch to him. A little bit high for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes on Marcial. He's hit Hastings pretty well this year. 4 out of 7 coming into today. Just a .239 batting average overall, but has liked his Hastings Sodbuster experience. Had a 3-hit game in their 15-5 win and takes this over for a strike. 1-1 the count on Javier Marcial. Out of Oklahoma Wesleyan from Orlando. Also had a hit on Friday, an RBI and a run scored. Pitch taken upstairs, 2-1. Spearfish dugout is in it. You can hear them doing a good job of trying to razz Cohen Evans a little bit. So they certainly have not given up. Down 5-0 early, and they've made big comebacks this year with their bats. Bouncing ball to the shortstop. Prenner dishes over to Ray. They get the out there. 3 runs come across, and just 1 hit for the Spearfish Sasquatch as they are within 2 now. 5-3 is at the bottom of the third, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Head to the bottom half of inning number 3. The day is done for Nathan Harb, who has a tough couple of innings, allowing 5 runs on 6 hits. All of them earned, striking out 3 and walking 1 as he threw 54 pitches. He gives way to Julio Romero, 6'2", 220-pounder out of Dordt University. He's from New Mexico. 1-0, a 4.5 ERA, making his 5th appearance in 8 innings. He's allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned. 8 hits, striking out 6, walking 5. Does have some experience against Hastings in the matchup in Spearfish, the second game of that 2-game series. Romero went an inning, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, and struck out 2. Sodbusters, one of those games, got to keep adding on. Got to find a way to keep adding on because it appears that Spearfish is going to have one of those offensive games where they'll have an opportunity. They ruled the ground ball off the bat of Brinkley Evans a hit. So officially 3 runs on 2 hits for Spearfish. No errors, so all 3 of those runs earned against Evans. 7, 8, and 9 guys all reaching, and they all score. They threw in a walk to the leadoff man too, but the 6-4-3 double play able to at least minimize the damage, thanks in part to this guy, Josh Printer, who began that double play. He steps in the right-handed box and see what he can get done after going 1 for 3 in the first game today with an RBI and a run scored. Sodbusters had only 3 hits and lost the contest in game number 1, 8-5. 5-3 already. We're in the bottom of the third, 7-inning game. Long old night at the ballpark with a half-hour weather delay early in this one. 5 runs, 6 hits. 3 runs, 2 hits for Spearfish. As Romero brings it home and misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on the Sodbuster shortstop, Josh Printer, bringing 8 to the plate in that second inning and scoring 4 times. 2-0 delivery. Printer fouls it away. It's 2-1. Sodbusters getting an infield single off the bat of Taylor Gill last inning. Ryan Jarvis with the single. And Yamato Sato single. They ruled Luke Ray's bunt attempt a single. Error on that play. Took advantage of a walk as well to plate 4 runs on 4 hits after getting 1 across in the first on a Cale Jensen triple. Bouncing ball from Printer. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Folks enjoying free concessions today. You had to pay a little higher gate fee, but eat all you want with that half-hour weather delay. Hopefully the Sodbusters still made money out of that.
Feels like the stands are now half empty. Probably the half of those gone. They went home in food comas.
Yeah, there you go. Pitch taken down low, 3-2. Long at bat here for Josh Printer. We're just in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Scheduled 7-inning affair, trying to play it as crisply as we can to get Spearfish on the road. 8 hours for them. So they'll go back home. Meanwhile, the Sodbusters going to be waiting for Casper. Casper had the day off today, a travel day, and now the Sodbusters going to get their crack at the Spuds. They dropped a 3-game series in Casper early in the year. Now we'll have 7 in a row against the best team in the Independence League. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So a long go there for Josh Printer, but works a walk, and Yamato Sato will come to the plate for the Hastings Sodbusters. Sato getting more time at the catcher's spot. Fred Bond has had to miss some games for family stuff. Hopefully see Fred back before the end of the year, but that's pretty much put Sato in every other day, rotating with Matthias Kroll. Occasionally we see Nathan Massar as well. Off-speed pitch, misses for a ball. 1-0 the count on Sato, who singled to begin the 2nd inning and came around to score. 5-3 the score. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Sodbusters, 3 runs, 2 hits for the Sasquatch. Ball on the turf, bounces away, and into second base on the wild pitch will be Josh Printer. So, RBI opportunity for Sato. As he takes a look down at Scott Galusha. Galusha still going to be filling that 3rd base coaching box in most home games, we believe. Want to have Danny concentrate on working with pitchers, the new head coach, Danny Weiser. 2-0 delivery. Right there for a strike, 2 balls, and a strike on Yamato Sato. Dino Morales waits on deck for the Hastings Sodbusters. Really love the uniforms for Spearfish. I was incorrect. I thought there was some powder blue on it, but they have powder blue in their hats. These are all just black and silver, but great numbers to read. Really sharp uniforms. And the pitch misses for ball 3. 3-1 the count now on Yamato Sato. Sodbusters saw the first 4 reach in the top of the inning. And now Hastings trying to get its first 2 aboard here in the bottom of the 3rd. This game is not moving crisply. Let's just say that. 3-1 delivery on the way. Ball 4. Look at Cohen Evans' numbers. 34 pitches in the first 2 innings. And Cohen Evans has thrown only 14 strikes, so that's going to get you in some trouble. No action behind him, though. It looks like it's going to be his game heading into the 4th. And maybe the Sodbusters give it up another crooked number and give him some more breathing room as Dino Morales steps to the plate.
And second time he's done it this season. Josh Printer just stole 3rd base, and nobody even caught it.
Even me. Good job. So stolen base there. Thankfully, Ryan's here to just pick up all of these types of things. Good job for Printer. Now runners the corners. That also gives you a little opportunity as Dino Morales does go around on this pitch. No balls and a strike. If you want to put a runner in motion. Yamato, not the speediest of guys, and with Julio Romero battling his control, we may see Hastings take a few pitches and make him throw a strike, although Morales down to the count, 0-1. Runner does go and no throw. 2 strikes, the count on Morales. So Yamato Sato into second base, 2nd to 3rd, nobody out. Sodbusters a great chance to add on to a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, Sato got the running start even before Romero delivered his pitch. He could have stepped off and caught Sato there, but sneak attack.
First stolen base of the year for Sato. Becoming a speedster as the pitches swung on and missed in the dirt. Really disappointing at bat for Dino Morales, and 1 out in the inning, but still 2nd and 3rd and See what Luke Ray can get done. Sato had his first triple of the year earlier in this series. Now gets a stolen base. Now Luke Ray ruled a single, and then advancing on the air, he would score a run for this Hastings Sodbuster team. Luke Ray hasn't seen a great deal of playing time, but has enjoyed his time against Spearfish. That was his third hit of the year against Spearfish. A series up in South Dakota. He went 1 for 2 with an RBI and 1 for 3 with a run scored. Gets a hit in his first at bat here. So 3 for 6 on the season as he's down to the count, no balls and a strike. Runners at first and second, one man out. Sodbusters trying to get the runs back that they gave up in the top of the inning. Romero brings home the 0-1. Squaring to bunt and taking a ball is Ray. Little safety squeeze, perhaps. See what the Sodbusters have cooking with Printer at third, Sato at second. Was not the suicide, which is fortunate because Romero just hasn't been around the zone enough to make that a realistic proposition. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Squaring to bunt and bunting it foul is Ray, so 1-2. The count on Ray. Starting second baseman today for the Hastings Sodbusters. Drew Vega has pretty much been the everyday second baseman for Hastings, but getting game 2 off after he saw his hit streak come to an end in game 1. Sodbusters lost that game 8-5, being out hit 6-3, combined 5 errors in the first contest. 1-2 pitch on the way. A little bit low, fairly tight zone from home plate umpire Brandon Moore, and with Spearfish driving 8 hours, you'd almost like to see him open that up a little bit for both teams' sake.
Does he know that he doesn't get paid overtime?
2-2 with 1 out. Luke Ray at the plate, been consistent, but it's been a little bit small. And the 2-2 delivery, off speed, bounce back up the middle, that'll get a run home. The shortstop's got it, throws to first, wild throw. Did he hold the bag? He did. As Micah Coleman certainly did no favors to his first baseman, Jordan Bowman, but Bowman holds the bag. 2 outs in the inning, and the Sodbusters get a run home, and Sato advances to third. It'll be Alexiel Delgado trying to add another for the Sodbusters.
And that's small ball. The sneak attack steal from Josh Printer pays dividends. If he's at second base, that run does not score there.
See if they can add on another. They lead 6-3 as the pitch is taken inside for ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Alexiel Delgado, Carolina University Bruin. Hit .336 in the spring, still trying to gain the stroke in the summer. Just .171, but tied for first on the team with 2 home runs. Got 4 doubles, 14 runs batted in. Tops on the team in that category. Pitch inside, 2-0 on Alexiel Delgado. So amazing production despite a below par batting average. Still looking for his first hit in the homestand, 0 for 6 coming into today, and 0 for 9 against Spearfish this season. 2-0 delivery. Bouncing ball, left side, now he's got himself a hit, knocked down by the shortstop, no chance. Infield single for Alexiel Delgado. That is a large 2-out hit. Scoring Sato, and leading RBI guy comes through with 2 outs, and the Sodbusters lead it 7-3.
Delgado with that run batted in. Give him RBI number 15 on the season, and perfectly placed with no chance for the defense to make a play.
So 3 in the top of the inning, but 2 right back for Hastings as they regain a 4-run lead. Back to the top of the order for Taylor Gill. Gill had an infield single, a stolen base, and a run scored back in the second. We're now in the third. It's usually going pretty well when your leadoff man's batting for the 3rd time in 3 innings. The Sodbusters have 7 on the board. They've scored in every inning, 1, 4, and now 2 here in the second. And Taylor Gill watches it go by. 2 balls and no strikes. Seemingly every borderline pitch has been called a ball in this game. The pitch count mounting. Harb threw 54 pitches in 2 innings. Romero's already up to 25 pitches in this frame. 2-1 the count on Taylor Gill. 2 have scored after the Spearfish Sasquatch played at 3 in the top of the inning. You feel like we're not done seeing runs scored yet in this one. Bouncing, or I should say a line drive back up the middle. That's a base hit. Delgado will go first to third, and the Sodbusters trying to keep it going here as they'll have first and third with 2 outs for Ryan Jarvis.
Multi-hit game for Taylor Gill. Ball almost got away there at the end, but they called the ball dead there. Interesting to see, looked like a little bit of a hit-and-run play. Delgado was off of the pitch, and that line drive almost took the head off of Romero there, so he's easily able to get to third.
So Julio Romero has been roughed up a little bit this inning, giving up 2 runs so far. The Sodbusters could really make it hurt now if Ryan Jarvis could come through with another multi-hit game. He's 1 for 2 so far. Jarvis stepping in the left-handed box. Already 7 runs on the board for the Hastings Sodbusters, and Jarvis watches it go by high for ball 1. That's now 7 runs on 8 hits. Spearfish 3 runs on 2 hits. The only official error of the game has been committed by Spearfish. A couple others that were not called errors. Jarvis fouls the pitch away, and the Sodbusters continue to put players in motion. Taylor Gill was off the pitch, and when you're leading by 4, there's those kinds of opportunities, and Scott Galusha is taking advantage right here, and you're seeing Spearfish really not challenge the runners, with Brinkley Evans not even throwing down to second or third for that matter, after we saw the stolen base from Josh Printer, which helped the Sodbusters get their first run of the inning.
Almost like to see the Sodbusters keep pushing the envelope until they've been caught. Brinkley Evans has only thrown out 1 runner in 22 tries this year.
Pitch taken outside, 2-1 the count, now on Ryan Jarvis. Sodbusters get a 2-out infield single from Alexiel Delgado, a 2-out single from Taylor Gill to keep it going. And trying to make it hurt here with Ryan Jarvis, a 2-1 count his way. Romero brings it in. This one is lined to left field. That is going to fall for a hit. 1 run will score. Rounding second, heading to third will be Gill. And going to second, it's a double for Ryan Jarvis as they cut and tried to throw back to second. Jarvis brings home a run, and the Sodbusters have second and third 2 outs. They get all the runs back as we've seen each team play 3 here in the third.
Jarvis going the opposite way and letting the velocity of Romero do the work, splitting the gap and getting himself another extra base hit out of it. Another multi-hit game for the Saginaw Valley State kid.
8th man to bat in the inning. It's Sawyer Duddleston, who singled and scored a run back in the first. 8-3 Sodbusters. We're still not through 3 innings yet. Off-speed pitch is taken for a strike. No balls and a strike. We resumed at 8:22. We've played almost an hour and have not been able to get through 3 full innings yet. It is creeping along here on a doubleheader Sunday. 0-1 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul off the foot of Duddleston. Runners will retreat. 0-2 count on Sawyer Duddleston for the Hastings Sodbusters. Arc Tech guy, and he's done pretty well against Spearfish. 5 for 9 coming into today. Got hit a couple of times in that first game. 5 for 11, now 6 for 13 against Spearfish on the year for Sawyer Duddleston. 0-1 delivery. Bounces in there, good stop. Keeping it in front was Brinkley Evans to save a run. Romero has not been the answer, but you know Spearfish probably doesn't want to use anybody else. Already 8-3. Sodbusters with 2 on and 2 outs, trying to get to double figures here before we get through the third. 1-2 delivery. Inside, ball 2. A rare lead in the count for Julio Romero. He's been working behind seemingly this entire inning. Jumped ahead of Sawyer Duddleston 1-2, but now it's 2-2. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third for the Sodbusters. Sasquatch got all their runs in the top of this third inning. 2-2 pitch. Bounces in there again, and now it's 3-2. So Duddleston has come back with Cale Jensen, who's been swinging it really well, waiting on deck for the Hastings Sodbusters. No action, so it's certainly going to be Cohen Evans' game in the fourth after his 25-pitch inning in the third. 3-2 pitch on the way. Hard hit ball, but foul. Taylor Gill steps out of the way of that one down the third base line, and it remains 3-2 on Sawyer Duddleston. One of the leaders on this team, Sawyer Duddleston. Coach Scott Galusha approached by Duddleston and by Josh Printer when he was considering who to hire as the next head coach, and they both thought Danny Weiser was the best option, and so Scott trusting his leaders to help him in that decision. 3-2 pitch, little looper to right side, one, that's going to fall, 1 run scores, here comes his second run home, Sawyer Duddleston makes it hurt. 2-run single as the Sodbusters have had 4 straight reach with 2 outs. Single, single, double, single, and the Sodbusters lead it by a score of 10-3 as Romero can't get 1 inning done. He is going to be taken out. Sodbusters lead at 10-3, a Spearfish pitching change coming. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
You can see the ERA rearing its ugly head. Spearfish, a team ERA of 5.41. They will use their third pitcher to try to get through 3 innings today as Cole Krieber, 175-pound junior from Whitman College. He's an Omaha Central guy, so a guy who's played his ball in the Cornhusker State, but playing his summer ball up in Spearfish. 0-1 and 11.91 ERA, 8 appearances. He's allowed 11 1/3. He's allowed 16 runs, 15 of them earned, 17 hits, 10 strikeouts, 16 walks. Comes in with that ERA just shy of 12. Sodbusters already with 10 runs on 10 hits. They put 5 up in the third. They lead at 10-3. So Hastings giving up 3, disappointed in that at the top of the inning, but they come right back with 4. Make it 5 here in the bottom of the frame. And they're not done yet as Cale Jensen tries to keep it going for the Hastings Sodbusters with Ryan Jarvis at first with that big 2-run single. Cale Jensen, good to see him start to hit it hard. He tripled back in the first. That scored Sawyer Duddleston. Basically, Cale went through the first month, didn't have an extra base hit. Now this past week, he's got a double and a triple. Good sign for the Hastings Sodbusters because he's a guy who had 6 home runs a year ago. Raised his batting average to .245. He's been better on the road, .333. Heading the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. 9th man to bat in the inning. And the pitch is taken out of the zone. Cole Krieber trying to find a way to get out number 3. Sodbusters already with 10 on the board. They had only 3 hits the entire first 7 innings. 10 hits, and we've not even gotten through the third here in Game 2. Hard hit ball, that's another hit. Jarvis hits the second base bag and will stay. First and second 2 outs as the inning continues. Cale Jensen's got a multi-hit game, and the Sodbusters will turn it over to Josh Printer, who began this inning with a walk and a run score.
100 miles an hour off the bat of Cale Jensen right there, and something has clicked in him these past few weeks. His average sitting well below the 150 range coming into today. 245 is going to be increasing now with 2 hits tonight.
And Printer, a walk and a strikeout, his first 2 plate appearances in this game. After he went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored, pops this a mile high into center field. Should be made. It's actually going to be, it looks like it is the center fielder who made the play. The center fielder and right fielder converge, but it's Benjamin Green making the play. And 10 men come to the plate. The Sodbusters score 5 times. It's 10-3 as we head to the 4th. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Offense is controlling things in the first half of this game. Sodbusters lead at 10-3 as we head to the fourth. Cohen Evans, after that tough inning in the previous frame, sees his offense come through with 5, so he has a 7-run lead to work with. Evans, 34 pitches thrown, but just 14 of them strikes. So he walked 3, allowed 3 earned runs on 2 hits back in that third inning after he set him down 1-2-3 in the second. He's taken over for Conlon Grady. Grady worked a 1-2-3 first, but then we had a weather delay, so Grady forced to be taken out. Right now this is Evans' game. We see no action behind him. Love to just use Evans the rest of the way, put some zeros on the board, and get out of here with a series win and with a season series win over the Spearfish Sasquatch.
And for Evans, you pitching with just a little bit of a lead and kind of seeing that inning slip away from me in the third now with a 7-run lead. Should give you a lot more confidence as a pitcher.
And does a great job. Just throw it right down the middle. See what they can do. And no balls and a strike on Benjamin Tate. 7-run lead at Duncan Field. You don't have to be terribly fancy against a team like Spearfish. Now, they can hit it, but you're probably going to get a lot of fly ball outs as opposed to home runs that you would get in Spearfish. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count on Benjamin Tate. It flew out to right his first time up. Working quickly here, and the pitch is in there for a strike. How about the tempo for Evans compared to when he has runners on? He gets it, and he's ready to go. Atop the hill, it really ground to almost a halt as stepping in is Green. First batter was Benjamin Tate. Goes down 6-3. Benjamin Green is now batting. Pitch taken inside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes on Benjamin Green, who grounded out 3 unassisted. We're in the fourth inning. It's 10-3. The Sodbusters plating runs in every inning. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third. And the 3 spot for Spearfish in the third inning. Pitch taken upstairs, 2-1 the count. So the 6-3 put out to begin the inning of Benjamin Tate, who had a hit in the first game, a couple of runs batted in, and a run scored. And now Benjamin Green getting his opportunity, and he's heading the count 3 balls and a strike. He grounded to the first baseman his first time up. Cohen Evans trying to get on the right side of that ball strike count. More balls than strikes in his first couple of innings, and walks a man here. So 4th walk of the day for Cohen Evans, and there's a 1-out base runner for Micah Coleman.
Seems like it's been feast or famine with Cohen so far. Had that electric second inning, then the last inning where the first 4 reached on him. Had no problem with the first out of the inning, and now gives up a 1-out walk here. Just yet to find the real groove here.
Particularly out of the stretch. He's in the wind, seems to work crisply, but has not gotten his release point down very well when he's had base runners on there, and 1-0 the count on Micah Coleman, who walked and scored his first time up. He was the leadoff man in the third. So the bottom 3 would reach and score for the Spearfish Sasquatch. You'd like to think 10-3 is enough, but don't know the way this game's going. 1-0 pitch. Off speed, misses, throw down to first, and back in safely is Benjamin Green trying to steal it out there.
Let's just hope Spearfish is already focused on that 8-hour bus ride home and checked out of this game.
But if you walk them all, that's a way to get them right back in it if they believe they have a chance. That pitch is across for strike 2-1. You feel like the only way they are going to come back is if you give them the opportunity, and the Sodbusters now with 4 walks in the game. As Evans behind in the count again at 2-1. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball, but right at Printer. Makes the catch. No chance to get a line-out, throw-out double play, but you'll take that. 2 outs in the inning. Coleman hits it on the button, but again, throw strikes, see what happens. Got a pretty good defense behind you. 2 outs in the inning, and Brinkley Evans will bat against Cohen Evans.
Definitely frustrating as a hitter. Couldn't have hit it any harder off the bat. But right at a defender there, and get a long stroll back to the dugout when you think you should have had a base hit.
So Brinkley Evans comes to the plate, 1 for 1 with a run scored as he put the ball in play and was given a hit. First time up, takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Evans trying to put a 0 on the board for the second time in 3 innings. He came in the second, set him down 1-2-3, but then gave up 3 runs on 2 hits in the third. Pitch taken outside. Good stop there from Sato to keep the base runner at first. 2-0. Looks like there is action behind Evans. He could be hitting a pitch count limit with him coming off some arm issues. See if he can find a way to get the third out here in the fourth. The good news is only a 7-inning game. First game going to Spearfish 8-5. 2-0 delivery and swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Sato. 2-1 on Brinkley Evans. Gets his first hit of the season against the Sodbusters in limited playing time against Hastings.
Yeah, 50 pitches now for Evans. See how much he's got left in the tank or how long of a string he has.
Pitch fouled away, and 2-2 the count. The vast majority of those in the third. There are 25 pitches in the third inning. 2-2 the count on Brinkley Evans. Evans trying to get out of this with nothing on the board. Get the offense back going. Evans out of the stretch. Brings home the 2-2 pitch. Stays a little bit high, and it's 3-2 on Evans. So Benjamin Green will be off with the pitch. Cohen Evans trying to put one over here and give his team the opportunity to come to bat in the bottom half of the fourth. And the pitch. Hard hit ball right side. Sawyer Duddleston makes the catch out in right. Nothing happening for Spearfish. The 1-out walk does not come home to roost. And we head to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's still 10-3. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Into the bottom half of inning number 4, the Hastings Sodbusters in command with 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third. They now lead at 10-3. Spearfish got its 3 runs across in the third inning, and we'll see Cole Krieber out for his first full inning of work, as it's been a struggle for this Spearfish pitching staff throughout the year. Nathan Harb goes 2 innings, throws 54 pitches, and allows 5 earned runs on 6 hits. Striking out 3, walking 1. Romero unable to get through the third inning, 2/3 of an inning. 5 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout, and Krieber allowed a hit, but finally got that third out, and we'll see what the Sodbusters can get done here as Yamato Sato will lead things off in the bottom of the fourth. Set through about half hour and a weather delay. Had some lightning. It rained a little bit, but hopefully nothing else in the offing here as Yamato Sato takes ball one ball and no strikes. Sato 1 for 1, a walk, a single, 2 runs scored for the Japanese-born player. Seeing more and more playing time at that catcher's spot as the season goes on. Has also played a little first base. Done some DHing and swings and misses here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sato. Always has a smile on his face, particularly after that triple the other night. First triple of his Sodbuster campaign. 1-1 delivery. Misses outside, 2-1 to Sato. Want to keep your positive approach at the plate. If you just knew that you'd put zeros on the board, you'd also like to see some fast innings too, but can't take that for granted. 2-1 pitch. Bouncing ball foul off the body of Sato, and it's 2-2. Got to keep playing for real, but you'd be okay just to see zeros on the board the rest of the way. Both teams hold serve, and the Sodbusters would win the season series. Jump back in front of Spearfish in terms of the overall record. Trying to chase them down in the second half. Of course, Casper already off to a 9-0 start. 7 in a row against the Spuds. Whew, is that going to be tough? Just amazing numbers. 27-4. They have won 18 in a row. Come on out and watch those Casper Spuds. Can the Sodbusters pull a little home magic? 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. So runner at first, nobody out, and Dino Morales looks to get the ball in play. He is 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. He walked and scored a run in the second. Sodbusters taking command with 1 in the first, 4 in the second. Saw Spearfish battle for 3 at the top of the inning, but scored 5 in the bottom of the third to get a little breathing room for Evans. Some folks standing in the bullpen. I don't think anybody's warming up. It looks like it's going to be Evans in the 5th. And trying to get as much as you can out of them with 7 games in a row against Casper. You know your pitching staff is going to be tested. 0-1 the count on Dino Morales. And the pitch. Hard hit ball, but down into the Hastings bullpen area. And it's quickly 2 strikes on Dino. Didn't play in the field in the first game, but went 2/3 as a pitcher. No runs, no hits, 1 strikeout for Dino Morales. Sodbusters have a lot of guys who can close. Most notably Braden Cork, who has 4 saves on the year, but we've also seen Creighton Jacobitz come in and pick up 3 saves. Dino Morales has the opportunity to close, and he has had 3 saves. Morales goes after 1 in the dirt for strikeout number 2 in a row for Dino. 1 on and 1 out now for Luke Ray. Last year, there just wasn't a closer. You just didn't feel real comfortable heading to the late inning of any game. And Sodbusters are a better defensive team here this summer, so it's been a fun time. Hastings reached 9 games over 500 for the first time in franchise history. Coming into today, of course, lost the first game, trying to get back to that 9 games over with a win here today as the pitch misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Luke Ray, batting in the 8th spot. 20-11 coming into this one. Previous best, they were 6 games over 500 in 2022 before fading. They got it to 8 games over 500, but then had a little losing streak. They responded with 5 straight wins. That streak broken in the first game today. 2-0 the count now on Luke Ray. Been a fun summer for this Hastings Sodbuster team, trying to make some playoff magic. For the first time, I think, since the first year of existence, they got to play a 1-game playoff in the divisional round back in the old Expedition League. As Luke Ray ahead in the count here. 3 balls and no strikes on Luke. Runner at first, 1 out. And Romero trying to discover the strike zone. Brings the pitch home. Strike 1. Game not moving particularly crisply. As Kreber has walked 1, struck out 1 since he's come in. Ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. for Krieber. And 1 out for the number 9 hitter, Alexiel Delgado. As Cole Krieber, Omaha Central guy, getting a chance to pitch relatively close to home. Much closer when he pitches at Fremont. Guy who is spending his summer in a gorgeous place, Spearfish, South Dakota. Pitch across for strike, no balls and a strike on Alexiel Delgado. Delgado for the Hastings Sodbusters. 1 for 2, an RBI and a run score. Productive day again for Alexiel, batting in the number 9 spot. Didn't play in the first game of the day. Sodbusters, a lot of new faces in the lineup, and that's another thing. They have such great depth on the team this year. You can put almost 2 full lineups on the field and feel pretty good about whoever is in the lineup. Last year, not quite this kind of depth. 1-1 the count now on Alexiel Delgado. Runners at first and second, and Delgado smokes this one to the left center field gap. Will that get down? It will. 1 run will score. Delgado digs for second. He will stay there. The Sodbusters will have a run home and second and third and only 1 out as Alexiel extends his team lead in RBI with a double, and he's got himself a multi-hit game. As Yamato Sato scores, Luke Ray ends up at third.
Excellent day for Alexiel, and you know this has got to feel good for him. Guy who hasn't showed it up as much as he wanted to on the average, but like you said, team lead in RBIs, extending it there, and a much-needed extra base hit, putting very, very solid contact on it.
So back to the top of the order, Sodbusters lead at 11-3. They've scored in every inning against Spearfish today. Wish we could have had a few of those in game number 1 as they managed only 3 hits in the opener, lost 8-5. Had their chances. A little bit of a struggle defensively. Some plays they normally made didn't happen. And nice bounce back so far here. Taylor Gill with a couple of hits and a run scored for the Hastings Sodbusters. Also has a stolen base to his credit. Trying to bring home 2 more. Lofts this one high in the air down the left field line. Get to a game like this, you're thinking, man, wish they had a league run rule. It's a 7-inning game. Let's stop this baby after 5. It gets 10 runs up. I'm sure the Plainsmen would have liked to see that against Spearfish when they lost 26-6 earlier this year. That probably took a little while. We're not there yet. 1-2 the count on Taylor Gill. But you come to the point where now down by 8, Spearfish going to go to a position player if they get in any more trouble in this one.
Yeah, 'cause like we mentioned, they've got 3-game series beginning tomorrow night, and they're not going to be getting into town at least until tomorrow morning.
1-2 pitch. Gill down on strikes. So the second out of the inning. Sodbusters still trying to get 2 more home. Second and third and 2 outs now as Luke Ray at third, Delgado at second. And it's Ryan Jarvis who has a couple of hits, an RBI. Double to his credit already, and he'd take a single this time and plate 2 more for the Hastings Sodbusters. Hastings has scored in every inning. Multiple runs in the second and third, single runs in the first and fourth. Big swing, no contact for Jarvis. 1 ball and no strikes on Ryan Jarvis. Pretty good homestand. 5 for 10 coming into today. Didn't play in the first game today, so 2 more hits. 7 for 13 in the homestand for Ryan Jarvis, who continues to tear it up here. 388 at home with an overall 284 batting average coming into today. Sodbusters have just been so much better here at home. Coming into today, Hastings hitting 278 at home, 203 on the road, 3.31 for the ERA at home, 5.77 on the road. It's really amazing that they're as good as 6 and 7 on the road with those numbers. Pitch is taken for a ball. Seems like they've either been blown out or won close games. So numbers really skewed on the road. Took a 3-game series with Hawaii with really close wins. Of course, against Spearfish earlier this year, they win the 10-9 game, lose 15-5. Casper thumped him a couple of times in a 3-game sweep. Casper here tomorrow. 2-1 pitch. Take it upstairs, 3-1. As the game continues to wear on here, Ryan Jarvis trying to work his way on against Cole Krieber. as the right-hander comes set and brings home the 3-1 delivery, and that's nowhere close. So the Sodbusters will bring Sawyer Duddleston to the plate. Bases are loaded. Trying to put the exclamation point on this inning. Sawyer Duddleston, a 2-run single his last time up. He is 2 for 3. Has also scored once. Cole Krieber trying to keep his team within single digits. It's 11-3, and the Sodbusters are a hit away from taking a 13 or perhaps a 14-3 lead in the fourth.
Is that a prediction of a bases clearing double here, Steve?
Why not?
If it's a grand slam here, game over. Why don't we just call it that?
I would totally be okay with that. 1-1. It's not an official game after 4, unfortunately. You'd like to make it an official game after 4. Has to play 5, I think, in a 7-inning game. 1-1 the count. As the pitch inside hit him.
Goodness gracious.
That's only appropriate. Sawyer Duddleston hit for the 3rd time today. He is dominating that statistical category for the Hastings Sodbusters, as it is now 12-3. Bases still loaded. And are you excited? Cale Jensen is coming to the plate with an RBI opportunity, and he has been smoking here the last week or so.
I'm still thinking that Duddleston needs to get something checked out. There's just something in him that is drawing the baseball to him, whatever that may be. He doesn't crowd the plate by any means necessary. I mean, he stands pretty close to it. I don't think any more than one person does more than the other. He's not an Anthony Rizzo by any means, but something about that. But I do love seeing Cale Jensen come up here, and if I'm Cale, I'm up by 9 runs. I'm going to expand my zone a little bit and try and get a pitch I can drive here, especially first batter of the game, or his first at-bat of the game, where he smoked one to the wall with no wind whatsoever here. See what you can do, Cale.
No pitching change at this point, and it may have been the message, you're in here for a while, buddy. We're down by 9. Don't want to use another pitcher. Find a way to get it out. Cale Jensen already 2 for 3 in this game with a triple, a single. Did not play in game number 1 today, but he has had an amazing homestand here for the Hastings Sodbusters, and he stands in and watches strike 1 go by. As 5 for 9 coming into today, so now 7 for 11. Had a 3-hit game on Tuesday, followed that up with a 1-hit game in that doubleheader. Then Friday, 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. Big swing, no contact. That first pitch apparently ruled a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cale Jensen. 8th man to bat in the inning. Yep, it's going pretty well when you are batting for the 4th time in the 4th inning. 12-3. 12 runs for the Hastings Sodbusters. They have smacked 12 hits, have given up only 2 and 3 runs. And Cohen Evans, staked to a big lead now, will come out there in the 5th. Jensen fouls it back, 1-2 on Cale. Central City guy, be interesting to see what his next stop is. He's at Northeast Community College. We'll have an opportunity to go back there for 1 more year, but the kind of numbers he put up, thought maybe it would be a one-and-done kind of year with .353 and pretty much leading the team in every statistical category offensively. Pitch misses 2-2 on Cale Jensen. She got off to a heck of a slow start. Had a hit in his first at bat, then I don't think he had a hit for the next week. And has turned it in the right direction. 2-2 with 2 outs. Bases are full of Sodbusters already. 2 home in the inning. And it's 3-2. So now a gapper certainly gets 3 home as the runners will take their lead and be off with the pitch. It's Cole Krieber trying to find a way to retire the Sodbusters here in the 4th. They just keep adding to their offense. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch, ball 4. Or not. I thought it was 3-2. Apparently now it's 3-2. So, we'll try again at 3-2. Now the runners will be off with a pitch. Jensen stands in the left-handed box. And the delivery. Bouncing ball back up the middle. It is knocked down by the second baseman. Throw to first in time. Sodbusters had 2 across but not going to happen. An amazing play by the second baseman, Matthew Gonzalez, to throw out Jensen by a half a step, and the Sodbusters will settle for 2 runs. They lead it 12-3 as we enter the 5th. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Head of the 5th inning, Soundbusters in command 12-3. They've scored in every inning. The only flaw against them, 3 runs in that 3rd inning, as Cohen Evans out there trying to pick up a win in his Soundbuster debut. He's battled the control a little bit, but coming off the Tommy John surgery has done all right. 3 innings pitched, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits. He's walked 4, hasn't struck out anybody, but try to put enough zeros on the board to give yourself a victory here and now stake to a 9-run lead. If you'd love to find a way for him to go ahead and finish this and not have to use another arm. It's Steve Stein, it's Ryan Valenta, Mason Hendricks, the engineer today, the producer, and the Sodbusters on the verge of a doubleheader split. They lost the opener 8-5, disappointing performance. They took a 2-1 lead, gave up 6 runs in the 5th, tried to rally but couldn't get it done. Out hit 6-3, and you would have liked to have a few of the hits in this game that did not come in game 1, as that's baseball. 12 runs, 12 hits in this game, and Sodbuster pitchers have still only allowed 2 hits. So we will see the 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up for Spearfish in the 5th. Pitch is bounced foul as Matthew Gonzalez, no balls and a strike. He walked and scored his first time up back when it was a game. 3 runs in that 3rd inning to give Spearfish some hope. At that point, they trailed it just 5-3, but Hastings responded with 5 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th. Pitch taken upstairs for a ball, 1-1 the count on Matthew Gonzalez. See, stands in the right-handed box. Pops it up, foul territory, but out of play. Gonzalez did play in the first game, went 0 for 2, came into today at 182, a couple of runs batted in and 3 runs scored. Spearfish having to go a little bit deeper. They had some guys battling stomach issues, so had to sit some of their regulars. I don't think they're in the lineup here in game 2 either. 1-1, I should say the 1-2 pitch fouled away. It remains 1-2 on Gonzalez. Starting second baseman, who made a really nice play to end the inning, a diving stop, and threw out Cale Jensen on a bang-banger that would have scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Hastings Sodbusters get a chance to play Spearfish at home this year. All of the games last year were on the road. 2 years ago, all the games between the 2 teams were here. Pitch fouled away, remains 0-2. That 2021 team was dynamite. They went 46-21. In 22, they went 30-31, but they won the Great Plains Division, were the second half champs, and lost to Western Nebraska in the Independence League title game. Last year, went 27-29, won 4 out of 5 against the Sodbusters. As Evans trying to bring one over here. Gonzalez at the plate, trying to get this 5th inning started on a high note. Hard hit ball, but right at Luke Ray. A line out to the second baseman opens the 5th inning for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
Now 3 consecutive lineouts for Spearfish batters, just showing that they've been hitting the ball relatively hard, but they've been finding the Sodbuster fielders as of late.
There is action behind Evans. This may be his last inning regardless as the pitch count continues to mount. He's up to 60 now. And puts the first pitch over but low. 1 ball and no strikes on Seth Nelson. Nelson to walk his last time up. Popped it up in the first. Seth Nelson watches this one go by for a strike. Nelson, 371 on the year, but saw his batting average drop 19 points after Friday. Went 0 for 3. Had a multi-hit game and the 10-9 Sodbuster win up at Spearfish. Pitch taken for a ball. 2-1 the count now on Seth Nelson. 1 out. 5th inning, Sodbusters with a 12-3 lead. Looking for a doubleheader split. Looking to win the series and win the season series as well. 2-1 delivery is taken for a ball. 3-1 now. Nelson trying to find a way. They call it strike. 2-2. As he is ready to get back in the box here, and Nelson now, I believe, having some words with the home plate umpire, Brandon Moore. So we'll see the head coach come down, Justice Scott, and visit with the home plate umpire.
Not sure exactly what it was. Looking at the replay, the home plate umpire pointed in the dugout. Didn't give a, borderline pitch. Maybe somebody was chirping from the dugouts. Home plate umpire going to the scorecard there. Didn't see a motion of an ejection of any kind, but I'll have to check on that.
And it's a 9-run game. Swing the bat. 2-2 with 1 out. And the pitch. Fouls it back. Nelson's pretty solid. He is a guy out of Hope International University from San Pedro, California. Had a couple of hits against the Sodbusters in the doubleheader up in Spearfish. Last meeting of the year between Hastings and Spearfish. Sodbusters will play Casper 7 times in a row. They're 27-4. 28-4. Bouncing ball, left side. That's going to be an infield single as Nelson beats it out. So 1 on, 1 out. Yeah, 28-4 after their win yesterday. They've outscored their opponents by 179 runs this year.
Must be nice to get a day off today before coming in for those games tomorrow. The Sodbusters will be a little bit more taxed and on a little bit shorter rest.
And that is going to be the end of the day for Cohen Nelson as he gives up the 1-out single. He will be lifted here in the 5th inning. Sodbusters lead at 12-3, and this is Sodbuster Baseball.
Dog Roll Patrol provides reliable and professional pet waste management services in the Hastings area. Hire Dog Roll Patrol today and spend more time enjoying your furry friends and less time cleaning up after them. Depending on your location and number of pets, Dog Roll Patrol will work with you to come up with a schedule that best fits your situation. Dog Roll Patrol takes great pride in their work. Family owned and operated out of Hastings. Get a free quote and details on the services at dogrollpatrol.com.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Cole Evans taken out with 1 out here in the 5th inning, and his team on top 12-3. He'll give way to Cade Cartwright. Cartwright, seeing his second action of the series, picked up a win, 2 1/3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He pitched in front of Braden Cork in that come-from-behind victory on Friday, so they put him right back out there. Gets the opportunity to have 1 day off, and now we'll see if he can, how long he is allowed to go here. Could he perhaps finish this one? We're 1 out in the 5th. Try to, for sure, get the next 2 outs here and work his way into the 6th. The Sodbusters trying to conserve pitching, 12-3 the score, and they'll face a mighty challenge with 7 games in 7 days with Casper, 4 here at the historic Duncan Ballpark, and then on the road to Casper for 3 this weekend. And they will have 1 day off on the 15th, get a chance to come home, get a deep breath, and play the Fremont Moo on the 16th, 17th, and 18th here at Duncan Field. And another off day, taking on the Bison for a couple of games in Grand Island on the 20th and 21st. After the second game, they'll head right for Oahe for 3 games and then come home for 4 with no off days. Well, we'll see what Cartwright can get done as the single for Nelson. Infield single, he's at first with 1 out. And Cartwright comes set, works out of the stretch, and brings the first pitch over for a strike, no balls, and a strike. Cartwright really settling that game down the other day when the Soundbusters were on the ropes. He was able to come in, put some zeros on the board, get it to the 6th inning, and then it was Braden Corrick's turn to dominate the rest of the way against a team that had started pretty well. Spearfish Sasquatch team, quickly 2 strikes, the count on Jordan Bowman. Bowman a 2 for 4 game with 2 runs batted in the opener. He's 0 for 2 here with double play grounder and a strikeout. That double play loomed large in the 3rd at the time. Now that's kind of been eliminated in terms of dramas. Sodbusters have scored 7 runs since. Sodbusters able to limit Spearfish to 3 runs. And who knows, if they don't have that double play grounder, they maybe take the lead more. They may go to a little different pitching rotation if they are in front. Sodbusters playing 5 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 2nd, or 2 in the 4th to kind of hopefully eliminate much doubt. Sodbusters led at 5-3 heading into the bottom of that 4th inning. Count now 2-2. A few Hardy fans staying with us as we hit 10 o'clock. Doubleheader of baseball, which began just after 5 today. Set through a half-hour weather delay in the first inning of this game. They really wanted to get that second game going. They got it going in pretty good shape and couldn't complete the first and then had to wait out a lightning delay, and it's 3-2. Bowman trying to work his way on. It's this Spearfish team just trying to get base runners. Crawl back in it. Cartwright trying to fade away to throw, strikes. Comes set, and the pitch. Hard hit ball back up the middle. Ray knocks it down, throws to second for 1. Over to first. Wild throw from Josh Printer. It'll be a fielder's choice grounder. Did that get to the dugout? I believe it did, so there will be a throwing error on Printer to allow the guy at first to advance. So 4-6 on the putout. Good job for Ray to stop it, smother it, get it to Printer, and Printer a rare error as it's a fielder's choice grounder, E6. Runner at second base, and 2 outs for Patrick Rakes. 12-3 the score. Soundbusters in command. Evans trying to... Well, he's completed his day, but there's one batter, the replacement runner, which still is his responsibility, allowing 3 runs so far, pitching 3 1/3 innings. Throwing 66 pitches in his first Sodbuster appearance. And Cartwright trying to finish up the 5th behind him with Patrick Rakes coming to the plate now. Cartwright takes his time, brings the pitch over, and that's missing for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Patrick Rakes. Cartwright, his second action of the series. 1-0, is not allowed an earned run this year, making his 4th appearance in 4 1/3. No runs, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Try to put another out on the board and get this game to the bottom of the 5th. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count on Rakes. Rakes popped it up. Also has a single to his credit, 1 for 2. Batting in the left-handed box, the Spearfish Sasquatch. Like the 8-hour trip home after tonight's game. Ugh, I don't envy them. As that pitch misses for ball 3. Expand the zone. It's a 9-run game, but they're doing their best. Trying to keep this as well as they can in terms of real baseball. Cartwright comes set. And a 3-0 pitch on the way. Strike 1. Runner at second base, 2 outs. A line out to the second baseman to begin the inning. Infield single Then fielder's choice grounder, a throwing error to put the potential fourth run in scoring position at second base. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-2 on Patrick Rakes. Rakes 352 coming into today, saw his batting average drop by 8 points. He's 2 for 11 against the Sodbusters for the season. Now 3 for 13 with his 1 for 2 day today. Stands in the left-handed box against the right-hander, Cade Cartwright, another of the Arkansas Tech guys. As he brings home the 3-2 pitch. Did he go around? He did not. He may have, but it was not called that way, and it's really tough for the field umpire out at second base to make that call anyway. But first and second now, and 2 outs for Javier Marcial. Marcial with a ground out back in the second inning, and a fielder's choice grounder in the third. We're now in the fifth. Sodbusters lead it 12-3. 12 runs, 12 hits. Spearfish has 3 runs on 3 hits. Pitch over but low, 1 ball and no strikes. There is left-handed action for the Hastings Sodbusters behind the right-hander Cartwright. Maybe Cartwright just gets through this inning and they turn it over to the bullpen, particularly with Cartwright working on Friday. Save him for perhaps action in a couple of days. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Printer knocks it down, keeps it on the infield, and it's going to be another infield single, and the bases are loaded now for Spearfish as they now threaten. If they clear the bases, it gets a little bit interesting. 12-3 at this point, so a pretty big moment in the game. Sodbusters trying to keep a stranglehold on this one, but Benjamin Tate, their number 5 hitter, is pretty good. Will step in there. 0 for 2 for Benjamin Tate, guy who came into today at only 254, which is kind of a standout batting average. Seemingly most of their guys hit it well over 300. But he did have a multi-hit game against the Sodbusters. And he hits this one high in the air, a mile into the left center field gap. Will that be caught? It will be caught as the Sodbusters run it down. It's Taylor Gill taking away extra bases and perhaps 3 runs on the play. So at the bottom of the 5th, after all of that, no runs come across on 2 infield singles, 3 men left. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 12-3 Sodbusters.
Hastings Sodbusters baseball's in full swing, bringing you another fun-filled summer of high-level collegiate woodbat baseball at historic Duncan Field. A great way to spend a summer evening with your families at a Sodbusters baseball game. Go online to HastingsSodbusters.com for their home game schedule or to purchase tickets. Hastings Sodbusters Baseball. It's a hit.
Got the spirit of the game. The Hastings Sodbusters.
Hastings College has reimagined everything. As a sophomore, you'll spend part of a semester studying abroad, and they'll cover the cost. Recognizing it's a digital world and how you learn, they'll give you an iPad Pro and Apple Pencil, tools that'll help you engage, whether you're on campus or in Paris, plus internship opportunities and professors who mentor you. Hastings even provides books. At Hastings College, you'll go somewhere. Go to hastings.edu/discover for more.
Sodbusters in command 12-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Spearfish will use its 4th pitcher in 5 innings. This will be Jackson Peters. Peters, 6'5", 225-pounder out of St. Edward's University. He's from Plano, Texas. 1-0, a 3.52 ERA, making his 7th appearance in 7 2/3, allowing 4 runs on 10 hits, 3 of those runs earned. He struck out 10, he's walked 5. Does have an outing against Hastings back in the first meeting in Spearfish. He went an inning, allowed no runs on 1 hit, struck out 2, and walked 1. As he's going to be working to the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Hastings Sodbusters. Well in command of this one, now just 6 outs away from victory. 6 outs away from their 21st victory of the year. Be 21-12. And tie their best number of wins over 500 and move back to 9 games over 500. See what Josh Printer can get done. walked and scored a run in the third. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Printer playing in game 1 for 3, an RBI and a run scored. Not much offense for the Sodbusters in the first game, just 3 hits. Printer had one of those. 12 hits in the second game. Trying for the doubleheader split. Nice bounce back. A lot of courage shown for the Hastings Sodbusters after a sweep would have lost the season series, would have lost this series. Didn't have much go their way as the pitch is taken inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. A little bit of a funky delivery here for big number 38, Jackson Peters. Another sidearm kind of guy. Saw a submariner in that first game today with Spearfish coming out on top. Pitch over but low. 2 balls and no strikes on Josh Printer. Aiden Torpy was a guy who had the funky delivery and able to come in and pick up a save in that victory. 2-0 pitch. It's fouled away. The trainer, are they just trying to wake people up? I mean, that's just continuing to blare the horn. Okay, we know you're there.
Well, it's one thing that legislation is trying to be worked on are quiet zones here at Hastings, but that process is crawling along here in one of the Tri-Cities as, according to city government, just waiting on BNSF to move that process along.
2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3, 3-1. In Grand Island, they actually have that through, so they're not supposed to do the horns through downtown Grand Island.
Is that past a certain time or always?
I think always, but I guess I can't tell you that for sure. 12-3 the score. The Hastings Sodbusters in front. 3-1 pitch on the way, and this one is hammered off the foot of Josh Printer, and that will sting as he will walk around in foul territory trying to find a way for that not to hurt. It's gonna.
Even with that leg guard on his lower left leg, it's still found a piece of the foot or somewhere, and he's got to walk it off, shake it off, pretend it doesn't hurt.
3-2. I'd be crying. Again, I'd be crying doing that too. I'd cry a lot if I played baseball. 3-2, nobody out. Bottom of 5th, and the pitch. Printer. Hard hit ball down the right field line, and that is going to be caught. Or was it? Foul ball? Foul ball. Yeah, all right, foul ball.
Oh, man, that was just beyond the line by the slimmest of margins, and don't feel like you can get any closer with that without getting a fair ball there, but no argument put up by anybody down the right field side.
Yep, that is the one spot that is blocked for me where I sit, and I am old and slow and couldn't quite get up in time, so Ryan Valenta bailing me out there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First man to bat here in the bottom of the 5th, and ball 4. So 7 pitches on the first batter of the 5th as we continue to crawl right along. Every pitcher for Spearfish has given up runs in the game, and a leadoff walk from Jackson Peters. That will bring to the plate Yamato Sato.
7th walk issued by Spearfish pitching. Of their 4 different pitchers, everybody's walked at least one of them as well.
As Peters trying to put a 0 on the board. 6, 4, and 2 so far for the relief pitchers. And it was almost 4 for Krieber as he got an amazing play by his second baseman to throw out Cale Jensen. Otherwise, the Sodbusters scored 2 more in that 5th inning. In that 4th inning, we're now in the 5th. Runner at first, nobody out. Yamato Sato has the count his way, 1-0, and the pitch right there for strike 1-1 on Yamato Sato. He has reached base 3 times. He has scored 3 times, a single and 2 walks. Yamato Sato, very productive day in that right-handed batter's box for the Hastings Sodbusters. He's catching the second game after Matthias Kroll caught game number 1. Pitch is outside for a ball. There's action in the Sodbuster bullpen. They could go to the pen here in the 6th inning. Cartwright, particularly with him throwing just 2 days ago, but he came in a little more of a pressure situation, had a runner on, and was able to get out of things with no damage done in the top of the 5th. That may have been it for Cartwright after he pitched on Friday. Bouncing ball foul off the bat of Yamato Sato. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Japanese-born Yamato Sato from Tokyo. Plays at Nihon University. as he 3 for 6 in the homestand coming into today. So now 4 for 7 and a very productive day for Yamato. And hits this one hard and just foul. Almost extra bases again for Yamato Sato, who had his first triple of his Sodbuster career to go along with 3 doubles. He's knocked in 10 and scored 12, and with that hit here today, likely over the 200 mark. So he was really down there as the season began, but swinging the bat much better here in the last few weeks. 2-2 the count on Yamato Sato. And this one is bounced to the left side. Third baseman's got it. Throws to second for 1. Over to first. Safe. Good job for Sato to hustle down the line as the Spearfish third baseman, Benjamin Tate, gunned it over to Matthew Gonzalez, but no chance to get Sato. 1 on and 1 out now for Dino Morales. So 5-4 on the put out to retire Printer.
Oh, we had an interference call?
Oh, okay. So apparently
it looked like the field umpire caught it because it was Brandon Moore marching out to the field umpire, and he actually called it himself rather than the field umpire, Chris Sintek.
So double play, and that may be one of those 9-run interference calls just to keep this game moving along. So, but one way or the other, it is a double play. So officially, an interference call, making the second runner out as well. And 2 outs, nobody on for Dino Morales. 1-0 the count his way. Still trying to get it going. You like to see a good at bat here for Dino, who scuffled a little bit, had a walk and a run scored in the third, but then 2 really tough at bats that he was not real close on. Dino, outstanding hitter in the spring for York University. 14 home runs to go along with 374 batting average. He raised his average 17 points to go up to 271 heading into today with his performance on Friday when he went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Count his way 2-0 as Jackson Peters trying to do something no Spearfish pitcher has done in this game, and that has put a 0 on the board. 1-4, 5-2. And Dino Morales able to work his way on. So the double play, putting a damper on the inning. The Sodbusters have a 2-out base runner for Luke Ray. 12-3 the score. Sodbusters trying to get a double-digit lead as we are getting late. Still 2 more innings to go, though. Hopefully just an inning and a half after this goes through as the pitch swung on and missed for Luke Ray. May have been foul tipped out in front of home plate, so one way or the other, it's strike 1 to Ray. Single advanced on an air back in the second, grounded out. So reached back in inning number 4 for the Hastings Sodbusters as Luke Ray 1 for 2. He walked that inning. Stands the right-handed box and bounces this one to the right side. Great stop. Second baseman throws to first in time. 2 really high-level plays over the last 2 innings from Matthew Gonzalez, and the Sodbusters are turned away here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We head to the 6th. It's Hastings 12 and Spearfish 3. This is Sodbuster Baseball.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbusters well on their way to a doubleheader split, on their way to a season series win. If they can get 6 more outs, it's 12-3. Let's turn it over to Ryan Valenta.
Steve bearing the load here in the past 3 innings. 10 runs and lots of walks. Appreciate Steve going the distance there in the past 3 innings. 2, maybe 1.5 more to go. The more likely happening here. New pitcher on for the Sodbusters. It's Hastings native and Adams Central graduate, Creighton Jacobitz. Converted Patriots starter into a reliever this year, as well as he was at Cloud County Community College. And Creighton has seen plenty of time on the mound this season. Going to be making his 11th appearance. That's the second most on the team's. 19 innings pitched. Has a 1-0 record, 3 saves, although this is nowhere near a save situation. 11 runs, 12 walks, 18 strikeouts, a 4.05 ERA for Creighton in his Sodbuster season so far. Last time out was June the 29th in the road series against Oahe, where he pitched a third of an inning, retired the only batter he faced on 3 pitches on a strikeout, and ended up getting the save against Oahe. That was the game where the Sodbusters shut out the Zap for 7 innings and only recorded 3 hits, but still won 7-2. The large part in that game was that they were walked 6 times and Oahe committed 5 errors. First pitch swinging is Benjamin Green down the left field line. It will land in foul territory for strike 1. Jacobitz is on after Cartwright came on in the last part of the inning to record a couple of outs when Cohen Evans could not finish the inning, so the Sodbusters on their 4th pitcher of the outing as well. Southpaw is a very fluid delivery motion on the mound. Doesn't overthrow anything and still has some good velocity to go along with it. 1-1 pitch to Benjamin Green. He's 0 for 1, has grounded out and walked. Fouls it off near his feet, sits 1-2. Only other game in the Independence League already gone final tonight. Fremont beats the Plainsmen by a score of 12-3. That will end a 4-game series where the Plainsmen won their first game of the season. That was back on Thursday. So they lose 3 out of their 4 games, but still record their first win. Jacobitz with the 2-2 delivery, off speed, and put out of play. Sodbusters welcome Casper for 4 games here at Duncan Field, starting tomorrow through Thursday. Spearfish's got to get back home after this to play a 3-game series with the Grand Island Bison. 2-2, not close, count runs full. No pitcher in this game today has been consistently dominant by any means. Just lots of full count pitches, lots of walks, and balls all over the place. Ground ball to the shortstop, Printer. Scoops it up, throws over to first in time. Full count pitch. Sodbuster's able to get the leadoff man. Green grounds out. He'll finish his night 0 for 2. Brings up Micah Coleman, and this is the one guy who been waiting for him to get going all series, but just really hasn't. Coleman got the first game off. Now appears in this ball game. Coleman in the Friday series went 0 for 3. Tonight he is 0 for 1. Second pitch in there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. In the 2-game series in Spearfish, Coleman was 4 for 7, but has not had any hits in this series. Soft chopper. Morales cuts it off. Throws on the run. Perfect. The left side of the infield. Showing why they're such a dynamic duo. Morales makes the play right after Printer did just a batter ago. So 2 groundouts for Creighton Jacobitz. Has him set up nicely. Not sure what the plan is, if it's for him to close him out or if the Sodbusters need to keep the guys under the 30 pitch range so they can pitch either tomorrow or the next day. Sodbusters have used probably a few more pitchers than they've wanted to. Would have loved to get multiple innings out of Nathan Massar in the first game. Then the rain delay, Conlon Grady only went an inning after making his Sodbuster debut after being injured most of the first half and part of the second half. That's just how summer baseball works. It never goes to plan, and you always got to be prepared for the worst. Jacobitz quickly had 0-2 on Brinkley Evans. Pitch just misses down low. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Evans officially 1 for 2 on the day. We had him marked down as reaching on an error in the third inning, but officially scored as a infield single. He picks up his first hit, and he's the beer batter, but it's too late, so the Duncan Field offer now free water from the drinking fountains for the rest of the game if they can strike out Evans here. Jacobitz looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He's a pitch away if he can put it across. Ooh, that fouled off and got a piece of Yamato Sato. Home plate umpire Brandon Moore will give a courtesy walk out to the mound and give Jacobitz a new baseball. It doesn't appear that Sato is any worse for wear. Sodbusters in the midst of a 9-game homestand. Games number 5 and 6 tonight. Breaking ball, backdoor, called strike 3. Jacobitz sets down the Sasquatch 1-2-3 in the 6th inning, and that is now 3 consecutive zeros hung by Sodbuster arms. Bottom of the 6th, probably last call for the Sodbusters if they care to add any more insurance on offense.
Hi, I'm a baseball umpire. My job can get pretty stressful. I have to keep my eyes open at all times, and if I don't make the right call, people boo me. So to relax, I visit a Nebraska lottery retailer like this one and buy some scratch tickets. It always calms me down. Hey, you cut in line.
I did not.
All right, you're out of here.
Hey, he didn't cut.
All right, you're out of here. I feel better already.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
There's nothing like relaxing on a summer day. Nothing like taking in a Hastings Sodbuster baseball game. And there's nothing like an ice-cold Pepsi to make the day perfect. Pepsi Cola of Hastings wants to make your nothing like be the best day it can be, whatever the occasion. Enjoy your favorite refreshing Pepsi product throughout the Sodbuster season and make your nothing like memories. Pepsi Cola of Hastings, a proud sponsor of Hastings Sodbuster Baseball.
Well, if you thought the Sasquatch were out of pitchers, you guessed wrong. They've got another new arm on the mound. This is Ben Hill. Ben Hill will try and get the last, hopefully, 3 outs. And also the third Ben on the team. They've got 3 Ben/Benjamins on the team, and he's going to be the third Ben to appear in this series. He's a 5'10" right-handed pitcher from Reno, Nevada. Utah State University product, making his 4th appearance for the Sasquatch this season and his first appearance in over a month. His last outing came on June the 6th against Fremont, where he pitched 1 inning. Gave up 2 hits on 2 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. His season ERA in 5 2/3 innings pitched, 6.35. So a chance just to get him some work here in a game that is all but over. Alexiel Delgado will bat. It's 9-1-2. He's showing bunts and pulls it back for ball 1. Delgado, a breakthrough day for him in this second game of the doubleheader. Has driven in runs on a couple of hits in his past couple of at-bats. RBI single in the 3rd inning and an RBI double in the 4th inning. He now bats to lead off the 6th. Sodbusters 3 outs away from winning the Spearfish series. The 2-0 pitch from Benjamin Hill. It's popped in the air, shallow right field into the Bermuda Triangle of fielders, and it's caught, just held onto by Matthew Gonzalez at second base for the first out of the inning. That brings it back to the Sodbuster top of the lineup, Taylor Gill. Sodbusters making their fifth way through the batting order tonight. It's been a nice day for Taylor Gill in his Sodbuster homecoming. 2 for 4 in this second game of the doubleheader. He also went 1 for 3 in the first game. He's ahead in the count, 0-1, so 3 hits in the game tonight. Gill singled in the second, singled in the third, and fouls it past the third base line. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Gill, a Utah native, playing his second season with the Sodbusters. Kind of like the last year, he came on late and played very nicely, playing some good second base and quarter outfield when a lot of the Sodbuster roster turned over last year, and not the case this year. A lot of guys have been sticking around, except for the guys who have been injured or only signed up to play the first half of the season. Visit from the mound, Brinkley Evans gets on the same page with his pitcher. It's down low into the turf, 2 balls and 1 strike. With little Sodbuster fans remain in the stands on all-you-can-eat night, I think I see somebody asleep, the cheeseburger in hand, and some other fans, some liquid coming out of their mouth. Hopefully that's some soda pop. 1-2 pitch. Wave and a miss. Gill goes down. They'll have to throw down to complete the strikeout. The lob down barely gets him. Sasquatch made that a little bit closer than they needed to. But Gill struck out. The first 2 are retired by Benjamin Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, a chance at a 1-2-3 inning for the Sasquatch. You have thrown 151 pitches through the first 5 innings of this. Sodbuster pitchers 97, which is not great, but it's not terrible, and you'll take it if you're ahead 12-3.
97 pitches could easily be thrown by one guy if that right guy is there. Ryan Jarvis swings at the first pitch, grounds it to second, and there it is. A 1-2-3 inning for the first time in this second game for the Spearfish Sasquatch. And we just need 3 outs, and we'll send you home with the Sodbuster victory.
Let's face it, we move our bodies around a lot. And sometimes things happen. A tweak, twist, pull, strain, ache, or pain. At Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care, their goal is to restore your mobility, keep you moving, and ensure your rehabilitation is effective, efficient, and stress-free. Do you suffer from headaches and neck pain, lower back, or sciatica? Call Fisk Chiropractic and Sports Care today. Start to discover wellness through chiropractic care. Fisk Chiropractic Sports Clinic.com. Start feeling better now.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
3 more outs to put the ribbon on the present, icing on the cake, nail in the coffin, whatever you want to call it. Sodbusters need final 3 outs to complete this dominant doubleheader Game 2 victory. And sets them up for a season series win against Spearfish in their 5 games before they bid farewell to the Sasquatch for the rest of the season. Going to be a steady dose of Casper, Fremont, the Prospects, and Oahe for the rest of the season, including 2 games against the Grand Island Bison. Sodbusters with just 6 true road games remaining. I believe the series in Grand Island, as far as it's put on the game changer schedule at least, the Sodbusters will be the home team in that series. I'll have to double check on that.
Yeah, they'll be home.
All right. Got an answer right there. Didn't even need to check on it. Matthew Gonzalez is the batter for Spearfish. He pops it in the air. It's a home run in an elevator shaft, but here at Duncan Field, a lazy pop-out just to the shortstop. So Gonzalez will end his night 0 for 2 as he walked in the third inning. 0 for 2 since. Spearfish tonight just 4 hits on 3 runs. And it's back to the top of the order for the 4th time. Seth Nelson has one of those hits, which came in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. And he's going to get another one and perhaps extra bases. That one roped into center field. The throw coming in will be just a bit offline and late. It's a 1-out double for Seth Nelson, who's got a multi-hit game here in the final 7th inning.
Delgado did a good job getting that in. I didn't think he had a chance at second base, but really good to make it close.
That one tattooed off the bats. And Nelson has a hit in his 2nd straight appearance. Nelson also tripled in the first game. So he's got a hit in 2 straight now. Jordan Bowman's the next batter. He pops it up. Another elevator shaft home run. It's the first baseman, Ryan Jarvis, who makes the catch in fair territory for the 2nd out. One more out to get before we put the end of this game.
Love first pitch swinging in a 9-run ball game. Just go up there and hack away, guys.
Spearfish, the way it stands, going to be closer to 8 a.m. Central Time before they able to get home. Almost wish they could just stay somewhere local, grab a few hours of sleep, and then put their team on the road. First pitch right across, first strike to Patrick Rakes. Sodbusters looking to get back into the win column and avenge their win streak being snapped in game 1 of the doubleheader earlier today. Rakes is 1 for 2. He's now even in the count, 1 for 1. He drove home a single in the 3rd inning, part of that 3-run inning. That is all Spearfish has done. Those 3 runs in the 3rd and 5 zeros since. Creighton Jacobitz, the 1-1. Check swing held up on the breaking ball, low and away. It's 2-1. Sodbusters beginning tomorrow will have 7 straight days with the game before their next day off, July 15th. Low for ball 3. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to Patrick Rakes. Patrick, your last name's Rakes, not Walks. Swing the bat, buddy. So hitters counts. Seth Nelson stands at second base with the double. And that's just high and tight for ball 4. It's a walk to Patrick Rakes, who will go to first base. It's 2 on with 2 outs. Still just 1 out to get for the Hastings Sodbusters. Javier Marcial will be the next try for the Sasquatch offense. Jacobitz comes set at the letters and delivers home the first pitch. Too low for ball 1. For a Sodbuster team that was expecting the offense to come through for Spearfish, that really only happened in one of the games. Team averaging almost 10 runs a game. Scored only 5 in the first game of the series, and only 3 here tonight. That exception where Spearfish was able to push across 8.
But only on 6 hits, and really the Sodbusters kind of handed him a few.
All very competitive games here, really except this one in the late innings. 2-0 pitch to Marcial. Breaking ball. Catches a piece of the back door. It's 2-1. Runners at first and second. Foul tip. Sodbusters a strike away. Marcial has one of the hits tonight. Let's keep it that way with one more strike. The few fans remaining at Duncan Field start the slow clap with the 2-2 counts. Swing and a miss, strike three, ball game over. The Sodbusters win it 12-3, and they stomp out the Sasquatch and send them back to Spearfish with a Sodbusters series win, 2-1. The dominant 9-run win puts the punctuation mark on another series win at home for the Sodbusters. It was their third consecutive home series win, and they will welcome the Casper Spuds here tomorrow. We'll quickly recap the last half of this doubleheader and hope to hear from our coaching staff with their post-game thoughts of the Sodbusters doubleheader splits, but that second game was a dominant win. Post-game show right after this on Sodbuster Baseball.
Core CPAs is your locally owned, full-service accounting firm. Our team of professionals have years of accounting experience and focus on building in-depth relationships with our clients. Our comprehensive and customized solutions are tailored to your specific needs. We pride ourselves in our commitment to integrity, objectivity, and professionalism. At Core CPAs, we provide tax services, payroll, bookkeeping, assurance and financial reporting, and much more. Visit our website at corecpas.us.
Blue Fork Kitchen features elevated comfort food in a family-friendly, fast casual environment. With a full menu, you can sit down for a nice meal or order online for pickup. From salads and wraps to burgers and steaks, Blue Fork Kitchen has your kind of food. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., with a special brunch buffet Sunday from 9 to 2 p.m. Blue Fork Kitchen is located in the Cimarron Plaza, 38th and Osborne Drive in Hastings. Like them on Facebook.
Sodbuster Baseball is sponsored by Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC. It's one of the many ways Jerry and Greg Spady, along with their families and employees, have proudly embraced a passion for giving back to the community. The folks at Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC realize the importance of enriching and improving the lives of their neighbors. They've accomplished this through philanthropy and active personal involvement. Featuring the top new and used inventory in the region and a certified service department, Jerry Spady Chevrolet GMC, 2750 Osborne Drive East in Hastings, or at spady.com.
Well, we join you on our Sodbuster post game, part of a dominant 12-3 Sodbuster win in Game 2 of the 7-inning doubleheader. Spearfish made it interesting in the third inning, getting the deficit within 2 runs, but the Sodbusters scoring the final 7 runs of the game to win it easily. 12-3, they do so on 12 hits to Spearfish's 5 hits, and for the most part, Steve, they quieted one of the best hitting teams in the league down, and it's got to send a message to other teams in the league and give the guys a huge momentum boost for Casper coming up.
You bet. You look at the hits produced. When these two teams met up in Spearfish, they combined for 29 hits in the 2 games. Today, all 3 games, the 2 games today and the game on Friday, Sodbusters held them in single digits with hits. Today, a few too many walks and also couple of fielding errors in that first game kind of proved costly, but the Sodbusters did a great job bouncing back, not letting that one game turn into 2, and pretty well dominated things in the second contest and got enough good pitching. I mean, yeah, there may be too many walks, but you also had some new guys in there getting their first opportunities, and so good to get some innings out of guys you haven't yet, as we saw Grady and Evans work the first 4 1/3 in their Sodbuster debut, and you really would have loved to see how the game would have gone if Grady wouldn't have been basically forced out because of a weather delay. Maybe he goes 2 or 3 innings today.
Yeah, that's always a wonder of what could have happened, but good to see some new guys get some action today. Taylor Gill, Conlon Grady, and Cohen Evans all making their Sodbuster debuts today, and what a game it was in the second game. That first game fell behind that big Spearfish inning in that fourth inning for Spearfish where they scored that 6 runs, and just Sodbusters too big of a hole to dig out of on that time, unfortunately, but credit the Busters for coming back and really giving Spearfish a run for their money and quieting down a team hitting .317 coming into today's game, a team averaging well over 10 hits a game and 9 runs a game as well, and for a Spearfish team that hadn't scored less than 10 runs in their past 6 games before that, so that was a sight for sore eyes just being able to put the pin in the balloon of that Spearfish offense, and hopefully the Sodbusters can do the same with Casper coming up. We're joined by Scott Galusha now, who got, I'm sure, plenty to say about this wild two-game doubleheader. Let's start with our second game first off, 12-3 final. Offense coming early end offense. Just the offense really paved the way in that second game.
Well, we hit into double plays in the first 2 innings of the first game, and I said next time we have that situation, we're going to play small ball. They didn't handle it very well, and after that, we had real good at-bats after that. Second game, the kids just hit the ball really well, had good accounts, good approaches, and we found a lot of barrels. It was nice to see them put double-digit hits up there against a good team. So, long day, and when we started this thing, we wanted to win the series, and we got 2 out of 3. Thought I had a chance to win that first game in the last inning. I thought we had the right guys up, right situation in the bullpen, but just couldn't get it done there late in the first game. But kids did a great job in the second game.
5-3, and you guys came right back and put a 5 spot up to kind of eliminate any doubt. How big was that after they had scored 3 in the top of that third?
Huge answer, and we did a great job tonight with 2 outs. We put hard balls in play, did a really good job in the box, and really excellent approach with 2 strikes, and was able to find some gaps and got the base running going a little bit. So it was really good to answer. We kind of thought we were going to play one thing that won't show up in the scorebook, but Luke Ray's at bat with 1 out and a guy on third when he's down 0-2, missed a bunt, got a ground ball up the middle, just a regular old positive out, but got the first run, and it was huge because he was down 0-2 after he missed a bunt, and I think those things just don't get noticed a lot, but that got that inning going, and then we were able to turn it around. That all started with Luke Ray.
3 Sodbusters making their season debuts tonight. Taylor Gill in the field, Cohen Evans and Conlon Grady on the mound. Talk about their debuts tonight and just what we can expect to see from them the rest of the season.
Well, first of all, Conlon and Cohen are both coming back to full strength after some arm work. And we would have liked to get Conlon another inning, but that was the delay with that. So that kind of put us in a bind, and we kind of had a pinch limit with Cohen. He was doing pretty well. So we had a pitch limit with him, but we're thin. I mean, we were counting on Nate Master to go a long way today, and he's got some bicep issues that we're going to go take a look at tomorrow at the doctor. Unfortunately, we don't think it's serious, but in the same sense, with Sundquist and Kruger leaving half a year, he was our number 1 guy, and now he's hurt. And then, of course, James Velasquez can't throw anymore. He was a horse for Hastings and just a tremendous year and just an innings eater. So we're in a little bit of a bind. We're going to have to go find a couple guys. I think we got a couple guys that we talked to today. Hopefully help that pitching staff out a lot. But I thought Cade Cartwright did an excellent job in his 2 appearances so far on this homestand. And those are big. They don't always show up great in the score box, but he got us out of jams twice, and that was really important to keep that momentum on our side.
Really feel like if Massar could have stayed in the game, we may be talking about a doubleheader sweep today.
I think so. Nate Massar, especially here, when he just buckles down and throws strikes, he's got really, really good stuff. And got out of rhythm a little bit, and then and again just a little bit of tightness in that bicep. So we're going to get him looked at tomorrow. But the plan was we thought he was going to go all the way, and I thought it was a good matchup for him, and so that kind of put us in a bind. But our guys stepped up and did a good job and really took care of business with the bats.
Well, now that you've got the Spearfish series out of the way, 2 wins against one of the hottest hitting teams in the league, and now you welcome the hottest team in the league, Casper, for 4 games and then 3 games on the road. What do you and the coaching staff tell the guys with a Goliath coming to town?
Well, you know what? It's just another baseball game. First of all, I mean, we know they're in lead. Everybody can see what that score box or the standings look like. And Casper's done a tremendous job. They've taken care of business. We know we can play with them, but it doesn't make or break our season. We've got 7 games in a row with them, which is crazy, but that's how the schedule worked out. We just have to go out there and compete, and I think the rest of that stuff will take care of itself.
All right, and before we let you go, Scott, you've got it. You brought it with you. That big old yellow hat you have down there. We saw you wearing that the first inning, but not after that. You lose a bet or something?
No, I didn't. The umpire said you ought to wear that the first time out, and I said, you know what? I don't think I want to. He goes, you should do it once, and I said, okay, Brandon, I'll do it once. And Chris said the same thing, so I'll wear it one time. That was kind of fun, lighthearted. I like to have fun out there a little bit. But as you guys well know, I like to smile and have fun, but I also compete like not very many. And so I was really proud of our kids today. We executed some bunts, we executed some steals, and so I thought we had a really clean game offensively all the way around, and really happy to see double-digit hits up there from the Sodbusters against a really good team. So that bodes well for us going here, and we got to make sure that up here also we don't get too excited or too down with a couple wins or losses against Casper. So when I took over with the interim tab, 5 games go, 4-1 we'll take, but really we wanted to go 6-4, 5-5 in these 10. So we're off to a 2-1 start, and that's good. And we just got to make sure that we can't necessarily win it yet, but we probably could put ourselves in trouble if we lose it. So we've got to stay even keel. That's what I talked to a lot about our pitchers in the last couple days. We have a little bit too much emotion when we don't get a call we think we like. So I had a nice talk with Michael Hanna. I had a nice talk with Cohen Evans and a couple other guys that kind of react the way that I don't like them to react. And we try to teach them, try to tell them, I don't want to know what the score is, and I don't know how you're doing when I look at you. And a lot of those guys wear it on their sleeve, which you love that emotion, but when you pitch, you got to stay steady, and that's something we've got to get better at, 1 through 13, 14, that pitching staff.
Absolutely. Appreciate Scott coming up and chatting with us.
Yep, thanks.
And we will look forward to the Casper Spuds coming up tomorrow. The Sodbusters winning this doubleheader game 2, 12-3. Before we send you off in your way, look at some final numbers. And lots of hits in the hit column for the Sodbusters. 12 hits, 2 hits apiece in a multi-hit game, each from Taylor Gill, Ryan Jarvis, Sawyer Duddleston, Cale Jensen, and Alexiel Delgado, and a hit each for Yamato Sato and Luke Ray. And they were led by Cohen Evans, going 3 1/3 innings, getting his win on the mound in his Sodbuster debut. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks and no strikeouts. Cade Cartwright, 2/3 of an inning, hits and a walk. And Creighton Jacobitz records the final 6 outs, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Just 3 strikeouts for Sodbuster pitching, something we're not used to seeing. But only allowing 3 runs and getting 12 runs on offense, you will easily overlook that. The Sasquatch, 5 hits, 2 hits from Nelson, and a hit each from Rakes, Marcial, and Evans to round out their 5 hits. And Nathan Harb, the starter, takes the loss, going 2 innings, 6 hits and 5 runs. And the rest of the Spearfish bullpen combines to give up 6 hits, 7 runs, and 7 walks and 4 strikeouts. And they will head back to Spearfish. A long road trip. Hopefully those seats recline in the bus on the way back. But like we mentioned, Steve, he's got to give this team a lot of momentum with Casper with their big win streak coming in here.
Like Scott's attitude, though, don't get too high or too low. It's still just one game at a time, and if Casper wins the first couple, just got to come out and play the next one. So, yeah, they're really good, but are they beatable? Well, they've lost 4, so yeah, why not? And maybe now's the time, and you can't stay that hot in baseball, can you? I mean, baseball is hard. It's eye-popping to win 90% of your games in baseball. So we'll see how it goes over the next 7 games. It'd be fun. If you want to come out and see some great baseball, the Duncan Field facility is the place to be over the next 4 games.
4 games the next 4 days, Monday through Thursday, 6:35 p.m. start time with the Casper Spuds as they take on the best team in the Independence League right now. Sodbusters fighting for that second half Independence League spot. They win the series over the Spearfish Sasquatch 3-2, and they win the series here at home this weekend 2-1, and they will improve their record to an even 21-11 as they improve to 10 games over 500. For Ryan Valenta, Steve Stein, Mason Heinrichs running the broadcast, Noah Connor running the numbers over in the other booth. Appreciate you spending your long Sunday evening with us. 5 hours, 50 minutes later, we say goodbye until tomorrow night.
Catch the spirit of the game, the Hastings Sodbusters.
Get the ultimate fan experience at a Hastings Sodbuster game this summer. Enjoy high-level collegiate summer wood bat baseball at the beautiful and historic Duncan Field in Hastings. Baseball and a whole lot more. Affordable family fun. That's what the Sodbusters and the Independence League are all about. Sodbuster Baseball. It's your team.
Catch the